Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass.
And Shakur meeting him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the family. How y'all feeling on this good Monday? We back to build on this boxing and give it its just due how we always do, man. Hit the like button. Sub to the channel. We less than, 80 away from 10K. Like, let's hit the like button. Sub to the channel. Turn your notifications on. Support the build. We're going to get to us a lot of boxing to cover, man. It's a lot to talk about. We had a good card over this weekend, man. This past Saturday. A good card as expected. Solid. Good action, man. Good action. We're going to talk about it. But it's a lot going on. I like it when it's a lot to talk about in boxing, man. A lot of potential matchups. You got a real new heavyweight player in Moses Atoma. They out here, people out here matching him up with Usyk. Got Ray Ford, had his fight over the weekend, man. Hergovich and David Adelaide. We had some good fights, man. That card was good this past weekend, man. How y'all feeling today, man? We're going to talk about all of it. Let me see what's up to the fans. Shout out to my baby girl, the queen, Miss Jusdu in the building, Ghetto Fab. Shout out to my baby girl, man. I know she be at work, working hard. Ghetto Fab was good. Skills, my brother. Boys be crying. What it do? Yeah, we back. Jamel, what's good, homie? How you feeling, bro? What's good with it? He said, what? What the what? Behind the Hands TV. What's good, bro? He said I called off the rematch. Ducking my side chick. You know how I go. John, what's good with it, homie? How you feeling? Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, man, because it's just all about good matchups, bro. And, we all know that rematch would have probably delivered, man, more than likely, right? Been just as good as the first one, possibly better. But it appears that it's not happening. At least when you hear one side always constantly speaking and you're hearing the A side, you just don't hear from them. So we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So we only could go off of what the other side is saying, what the other half of the fight is saying. But we're gonna talk about all that, man. We're gonna get into a little bit of this card over the weekend. ASAP, what it do, homie? Because we can't not talk about the card, right? It was a damn good card this past weekend, and it's a lot to cover from it. You know, Eddie Hearn, boy, Dillian White got destroyed. You know, got to talk about Ray Ford, man, because it seemed like it's some mixed opinions on his performance or what he looked like. You know, Tim Bradley, you know him, he don't bite his tongue. He went in on Ray Ford a little bit, man. So we're gonna cover all that. We're gonna cover this card, then we're gonna get into these topics, man. Y'all know how we do. We just gonna build, man. Then we get a rematch in late 2026. I mean, I feel you. Just for me, knowing how, or just seeing how I feel like they move. When I say they, I mean the PVC. I feel like the longer it takes for a rematch, bro, the less likely we are to see it, because the more time, the more idle time, the more opportunity it gives them to come up with something different. And when you're Tank Davis, you don't have to stay stuck on any one opportunity. You could just keep it moving. You get me? So that's how I feel. Like if Lamont Roach end up fighting somebody in between, I feel like it's less likely that we'll see the rematch unless he fights the right guy and beats them. And then it kind of reignites that fire for that rematch to happen again. But that's what needs to happen. It's a lot of good to come out of that. We're going to talk about all this. Shout out to the fan that's rocking with me. Hit the like button. We're going to build on all of it. Trust me. Stressed Out Boxing. Damon, what's good with it, brodies? How y'all feeling? Ty, what's good with it, man? You're in the building. What's good, my guy? We're going to talk about all of it because it's some good to come out of the rematch happening or not happening. Either way, it's good for boxing if the fighters involved make the right call. You know what I'm saying? 2 cents was good with it, homie. How you feeling? So let's get to it. But like I said, man, we had this good card this past Saturday. You know, Nick Ball, Sam Goodman. You know, Raymond Ford was on the card as well. He was supposed to fight Anthony Kakachi. He ended up fighting Abraham Nova. Thomas Hill, T Hill, the mayor in the building. Was good, bro. He ended up fighting Abraham Nova. Like I said, y'all some mixed opinions. And y'all know, man, I'm Jersey strong over here. We ain't going for no not going for no jerseys. You know, I love shout out to the Hall of Famer Desert Storm Tim Bradley. But he was tripping a little bit, man. He was tripping on my boy Ford, man. He got to put some more respect on Ford, man. He was tripping on my guy. We're going to get to it, though. Let's pull this up, man. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about these fights. Look, I think it was a good fight. Could it be better? You always can have a better performance for sure, if that's what you want to say about Ford. But you can't say that he didn't perform and he didn't get the job done, right? He didn't look bad or he didn't struggle or anything like that. I just think with certain guys, especially when you get to a particular level, when you get to a certain level, I think you have to be challenged accordingly. And, you know, it makes good sense for him to get in there with world-class talent, because I believe Ray Ford is a world-class guy. Get what I'm saying? We all seen the only loss of his career was when he was weight training. We ain't got to get into it. Shout out to Nick Ball, because he's a hell of a scrappy-ass fighter, and he proved it again Saturday why he is world champion. I got a lot of respect for Nick Ball, but we all know, had Ray Ford not been cooked on the scale, he probably don't win that fight. And even with that, I still thought he edged him, but that's neither here or there. But end of the day, you know what I mean, Ray from the block. Yeah, you already know, Ty. You know what I mean? We Jersey strong over here, man. You feel me? Ray could outbox him a little more. I think he could have put a little more on him too. I do, but it just was what it was. Sometimes you gonna perform how you gonna perform. You know what I mean? I did hear some little whispers, you know, here or there about Kent, but I ain't gonna put too much into it, because it's not like he went out there and struggled and had a tough time or something like that. So, you know, I think he won comfortably. I think it was competitive early, a little back and forth, I think. But I think Nova had moments, man. I think at the most he might have gotten 3 rounds off. Maybe at the most he might have gotten 3 rounds off. That's for me. Like, I didn't see a whole lot of rounds for this kid. Like, I just didn't see it. Did me? I really didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see a lot of rounds for him. I just felt like, Ray Ford, cleaner, more effective.
Already know the rest. I'm back.
I thought he was setting up his shots a lot better. And he just looked better prepared. He looked more sure of himself. Abraham Nova, guessing, not being first, allowing the guy to beat him to the punch, outwork him in spots. That's what I seen. Like, and that was the story of the fight. He never really made no clear adjustment that swung the fight back in his favor. Like I said, he put together some moments and maybe got some rounds in there for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because he was fighting back. And look, credit to him for fighting his ass off, because that he did. But he lost the fight fair and square. Let me know if my audio is good. I see my signal bars is playing around right now, but I hope I ain't going in and out. Y'all let me know if I'm going in and out. Forever G's, what it do, man? Nigga outboxed. Yeah, a lot of people think that too. Rome was good with a shout out to Forever G's. Teach was good, said Lamont won. A lot of people feel like that too. So look, man, Ray Ford went out there. He boxed a good fight. Nick Baldwin was good, homie. He boxed a good fight. A smart fight, and he got the job done. I don't think he overextended. He didn't do anything he didn't have to do, right? He just brought the right tools for the job. Sometimes you just got to go out there and get that win. And that's what he did. And I feel like he's one of those guys that I appreciate you, Ty. If the competition is better, he going to perform better. It's just, he was one of them. Like, you get me? If you going to push Ray Ford, he going to go. Reef was good with it, bro. You get what I'm saying? He just wanted to fight. We seen it before. That's why I feel comfortable saying that. I'm not just throwing it out there because, I like him. Nah, I've seen it. I've seen when he get pushed, when it get tough, he don't fold. He fight harder. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think he was in any real trouble and any real danger of losing a fight. Yeah, we gonna build on all that. Trust me, Forever G's. We definitely gonna build on that. It's a great fight. But he didn't, you know what I mean? He never was in no real danger, right? So he just, I don't want to say he coasted. Nah, he got the job done. He came, he worked, he outworked Nova. Like I say, he was more sure of himself. He was being on the front foot. He was being first. He was mixing it up. He was throwing combinations, man. He was setting traps. There's a lot Ray Ford was in there doing. You know what I'm saying? Took him a couple rounds to really get his offense going. But once he did, like I said, the fight just continued to stay in his favor. And, outside of some moments here or there that Ray Ford was able to get off, Nova was able to get off, it just wasn't much he could do with Ray Savage, man. He was about that ass. But I got this up here from Timothy Bradley because he seems to think a lot differently than me. And, he's all of famous, so I don't have to agree, but I do, try to respect everybody's point of view. So let's hear what Tim had to say about this fight, man.
COVID can't even hold me down. Yeah, one day it's out, gone. Bye. Yeah. I just got done watching that Ford fight, man. That Ford and Nova. Damn it. Look, listen to me, young fellas out there, especially the young brothers out there with all the skills. Bruh, man, you got to get more discipline, Ford. You look terrible. Talking about you need to look terrible to get the good fights. No, man, that's a discipline problem, bro. For real. Hey, you not going to go far, man. You just depending just based solely on your talent. That's it. This dude, 4 weeks to prepare for you, bro. And you made it look like that? Come on, man. You got to do better, Ford. For real, man. Got all that talent in the world. And this go for all the young brothers out there, man. Come on, get it together, man. It's an opportunity to change your life forever, man. You got so much skills, but guess what? You just trying to operate on your talent alone. That ain't going to get it done. That's not going to get you to the elite level. You talking about you want to fight against Foster? I think Foster got the same problem you got. I get that. But you going to compete against Shakur and all them guys, man, that stay hungry, that stay in the gym, that live in the gym, that's living right and righteous outside the ring, man.
Well, at least he is over there. He out there in Houston. He be working with Core. So, Tim, he is in the right spot. He is in the right spot.
Man, come on, bro. You can't come near them dudes, man, at all. And I'm here to tell you that. Man, Ball, that's why Ball beat you. Ball got a little bit of skills, got some technical ability, a little bit. But, yo, he shouldn't be on your level. But at the end of the day, he outworked you. That's what happened. He outworked you in the fight.
Okay.
That's gonna continue to happen, man. On the back end of this fight, it got a little scary at the end. Yeah, it was a closer fight than it should have been. You should have been a landslide victory over this man Nova, man.
I get that.
But anyways,
hey,
that's all I got to say, man. Look, sooner or later you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You have to figure it out. You're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna lose again. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose again because you're not serious. You're not focused, man. Anyways, I'm out.
You gotta rock with the content creator Tim Bradley, bro. He don't pull no punches, man. Now you just gotta respect it, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. You get me? He ain't do that bad, bro. Like, look, it ain't like Nova ain't Nova a former world champion. Shout out to the homie BJ. What's good, homie? How you feeling? Good to see my boy in the building. And Butcher, what's good, homie? A-Force. You get me? I mean, what was it? A 10-rounder, though? I think it was a 10-rounder. I'll say like 8-2, 7-3 because it was a 10-rounder. I say like, 8-2, 7-3 worse. I think what Tim is saying is, because he clearly, like, it could be constructive criticism because it don't seem like he was trying to diss him. But the first line was saying he a bum or whatever. That was wild. To tell me wild. But I get what he's saying. He clearly feels like Ford is on a different level. And because of that, you're supposed to beat a guy like Abraham Nova that only had 4 weeks to prepare for you. You're supposed to beat him even more convincingly than you did. You allow some of the rounds to be close when you didn't really have to be, because he can't. Listen, shout out to Abraham Nova. He's a good fighter, former champion. He can go, he can scrap. And he ain't going, you're going to have to work him, man. But he ain't better than Ford. And I get what Tim Bradley is saying. I wouldn't be as harsh with it. This is coming from a Hall of Famer, so his opinion going to be a bit different than mine. I don't box, so I ain't going to have the same exact viewpoint. But for me, yeah, I get where you're going. Left some meat on the bone. I think Raymond Ford could have beat dude more convincingly. Could have beat Abraham Nova more convincingly. This version of him, for sure. And, you thinking about your next performance, right? And you want to perform. You want to look good. Again, you talking about those Shakur Fosters of the world, who is the current world champion. You talking about the top of the top, Sugar Nunez, guys that are threats. That's, give you a run for your money. So anytime you talking about the top tier guys, you want to perform every single time out. And not that he didn't perform, but this ain't the performance where you're like, man, did you see the Ray Ford fight? But he was cooking, though. I ain't about to do that to him, man, because it wasn't a bad night. Maybe not to his standard. Maybe that wasn't his absolute best. Yeah, we can go there. We can say that. But I don't think he looked bad. And I don't think the fight was as close as it was competitive, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was competitive rounds because Abraham Nova kept fighting back. Like I said, he's a former world champion his damn self. And he know that he fighting for something, man. He ain't got too many more opportunities to keep on losing. So he wanted to win too. But Raymond Ford was never in trouble or at risk at any point of losing this fight. And that's why I can't be overly critical of the performance. I don't think he struggled in none of that. I think that's all up to him. Like what Tim Bradley is talking about, like discipline issues and all of that, that remains to be seen. I know at least he is over there working with the right people with Shakur over there in Houston, and they putting in dog work, but maybe he can get more discipline. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his outside the ring habits are like, but dude always get in there and go. He always put up a damn good fight, and he didn't do nothing different Saturday. He put up another good fight. Peace to the Queen Shay. How you feeling? Bro, what's good with you? Shout out to my bro Doom. What's good with it? Yeah, I get where he going. That's why you notice for me, I'm not going to say I disagree with him, right? I just have a different choice of words. I ain't going to say he a bum, but I definitely agree with you could beat this guy more convincingly. You know what I mean? You could step on him. You know what I mean? You could have made more of a statement against this guy. No doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? It's constructive criticism, I believe. And I think it's coming from like a good place. You get me? Like Tim, it comes on his delivery might be a little what it is, but at the end, his message is, bro, be more disciplined, be more focused inside and outside the ring, bro. You get what I'm saying? Establish good habits so you can get better, so you can be at that elite level, because the guys like Nova, you're supposed to step on them. That's what Tim's saying. He's speaking like an OG of boxing, right? Somebody that been around the block, somebody that accomplished some shit, right? That's seen some things. And I'm not all about disagreeing with him. I try to understand where he's coming from, and I get it. I get it. So just a little tough love, maybe Raymond Ford. He don't seem like no overly sensitive dude. Your opinion is your opinion. He don't care. He know he can look better than that. So if he heard this, he ain't tripping off it, because I know he knows full well that's not the best of him. He know that shit. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Ray Ford. The fit was fire. You stood on business, bro. I like that you played into the Tom and Jerry shit too, like Shakur did. That's dope. Keep working, man. I think better performances are yet to come. And again, I feel like when you're a certain level of talent, you need to be challenged with somebody that's relatively on your level or possibly better, and you'll raise your level. And I think Ray Ford is that type of fighter. We've seen it before. If you push him, he responds. You get what I'm saying? Even in the fight where he lost to Nick Ball, where he obviously was cooked on the scale, he fought back hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing easy about that. Big dog Willie, my dog, was good with it, bro. How you feeling, man? He said, shout out to my guy, Big Dog. He said, just doing the flamboyant Tanker Maniacs. They work it over.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my homie, man, Dante's Boxing Talk, for that dub in the Cash App, always supporting the grind. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to the homie Dante, man. Big dog Willie in the building, my guy. Was good with it. So yeah, man. Shout out to Tim Bradley, bro. Like I said, I appreciate him in this space. Him even giving his opinion. He's sharing his content creator space right with us, bro. And it's kind of funny to see him in this space. You know what I mean? Giving his opinion and different takes on what's going on in boxing. I don't think it's all bad. You know what I mean? It could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? And he is coming from a good place. He's speaking this way because he expect more from Ray Ford. And like I said, yeah, I could understand that, because Ray Ford is better than what we seen Saturday. That I know. Right, Race. Yeah, he should have. But you know what, though? You know what? Shout out to Big Dog Willie. You know what, bro? I'll say this. I'll just throw this on the table for conversation purposes, and I know y'all gonna level with me. He was preparing for Anthony Kakachi for a second, wasn't he? Yeah, he was preparing for Anthony Kakachi for a second, who pulled out. I forgot, was it an injury or something to that effect? Some reason he pulled out, and then they switched opponents, because Tim did say this dude had 4 weeks to prepare for you. So that is something to consider. It's not the end all be all, but think about it. Shit, they both had about the same amount of time to prepare for each other. So you figure he still damn near dominated you for the most part, right? He won most of the rounds for sure. Like, I ain't see more than 3 rounds for Nova. You know what I mean? At the absolute most for me. So it's like 7-3 at 8-2. You know what I mean? 4 weeks to prepare for each other. I wonder how the fight would have looked if he was fighting Abraham Nova the entire time, as opposed to getting like subbed in, midway through the camp. You get what I'm saying? I know that could have some type of effect, because you was conditioning and preparing your mind for a certain guy, a certain look and style. And maybe think about it. Your sparring partners are going to be according to the guy that you fighting, right? So then when you get switched up with a different guy like Nova, maybe things change. I'm just throwing that out there. Possibly. You know what I'm saying? Tay, shout out to the queen. How you feeling today? Beat Threezy in the building. What's good with it? What's good, cuz? How you feeling, bro? Good to see my fam in the building. We're gonna keep rocking, hit the like button. But like I said, man, it wasn't I seen worse. You know what I'm saying? It's just I think a lot of times though, we get so spoiled with great performances, man, or seeing guys look their absolute best, that when they don't, we got a tendency to overreact. And it's not like, if you just look at the body of work from Ray Ford, that's not ideal for him to come out there and not look, sharp as hell. You get what I'm saying? Because he was still real sharp in spots too. But, overall, it could have been a better performance. It could have been more of a statement win. And I think he definitely got more to give than what we've seen. That I know, because I've seen it already. But He ain't tripping. Shout out to Shay was right. Just get the win at the end of the day. So that's what he did. He got the win, and that's what's most important, man. So don't and I want to point that out. I know Tim Bradley is just solely focusing on the guy that was expected to win, and he critiquing him. But y'all know me over here. I like to be complete and fair. I don't want to be overly critical to the guy that won the fight convincingly versus the guy that lost. If he wasn't fighting himself, he was fighting somebody else, a former champion, just like Ray Ford is a former champion. So if you look at it that way, from that lens, who's to say that he was guaranteed supposed to blow him out? He has shown that he could be on that level. He has carried the title before, even though he got it took when Robisi slept him. But you get my point. He's rose to the occasion. He's been on that level before. So it's not out the realm of possibility for him to fight well. And like I said, he's fighting for something too. His career on the line. You get what I'm saying? His career on the line. That dude had, I think, 3 losses before that fight. So he damn sure didn't want to lose at all. So I ain't going to be overly critical, man. Ray Ford won. Nova lost. Shit, he could have done more because, like I said, he got less room for error. His margin for error is a lot smaller than Ray Ford's. Ray Ford still got life. Even if he had lost this fight, it would have been a sting. But, you know, where does Abraham Nova go now? You know what I'm saying? You don't beat Ray Ford here. Who do you beat? And do you beat anybody remotely at the top? Can you ever recapture a title at 130 pounds? It's not going to be easy when you got guys like Shocks, the Cool Boys, the Fords. That shit going to be tough. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. But well done, man. He still represented for Jersey. He went out there and got that win. On to the next. And look, I'm a level with him too. And he said part of him feel like, look, he maybe he needed to look this way to get the other fighters in there. Maybe so. Because you know that's how fighters move. Sometimes they feel like you slipping or you ain't look good, and they feel like they got one. Maybe he'll get exactly the fight he's looking for next. I hope so. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this performance shouldn't stop him from getting the next opportunity at all because he won. And it wasn't no robbery. It was hands down. He won. It was convincing, and he did what he needed to do. You get what I'm saying? Nova smothering and outworked himself. Sad stuff. Yeah. Ray Styles not flashy either. Nah, Ray get to it. He's more efficiency based, man. He tried not to be wasteful. You know what I mean? He's very intentional with what he like to do in the ring for sure. And I like his approach, bro. I like it. I like the fact that he working with Shakur and over there and just them all working together. I think he gonna always put himself in the best position. I think as long as he do that, I think the bigger the opportunity, the more he gonna lock in. And the better the result, you know what I mean? You got like me at 130 pounds, nobody safe. Who that, man? New media troll leader. Shout out to new media. Who that, man? Who you said you're at 130, man? What's up? Who you be at 130? Because 130 is about to get fun, man. It's about to get fun. Who just blocked you? Who blocked homeboy, man? Who blocked Buddy? Hope nobody blocked him. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, my guy, man. Hold on. My bad, Big Dog. I don't know what's going on with the chat and why it's showing up like this, but he said the Dillian White down Saturday Moses is nice, man. Hey, Big Dog, he smoked Moses Atoma in 1 round, about a minute and some change, bro.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Yeah, I don't mind trolls as long as they ain't being disrespectful. Y'all know how I rock. Gervonta Davis versus Alberto Puello, Celestial Being. Hell no. But good, like I said, good win for Ray Ford. On to the next, bro. Let's see who can get in the ring, man. He had some back and forth with Shop. You know, he said it ain't personal. He said he want what he got. He got that belt. Shop and Cool Boy was slated to fight on the Tank Roach rematch. Now it seemed like that's up in smoke, up in flames right now. At least that's what it seemed like until I get a different word from Tank side. That's what it looked like. So the problem with Tank and Roach not happening is because not only that fight is affected, but they essentially had a undercard worked out, and now because of it, all the the undercard fights essentially got to be put on hold. So it's crazy. Blue Hustle Man, what it do? Say a troll. She said that. You don't like Shock, though? I like Shock. Shark Nights. I think him and Cool Boy gonna be a real fight, man. I hope they can get that over the hump. It's just unfortunate that fight was being slated to be put on one of the biggest rematches of the year, and then for that to go up in flames. Now everybody probably left figuring out what they're gonna do now, where they're gonna fight at, or when they're gonna fight. So when and who. So we'll see. You talk too much. He's shocked boy quiet. He been going in a little bit though. Cigar talk. He was going there. Of course. He bite his tongue. I did the interview. But let's keep going. He said Tank a coward. Don Roy, what it do? I don't think Tank a coward, bro. Look, I just don't think you get to the level that he's gotten to being a coward. You understand what I'm saying? I get where you coming from because you're frustrated, like the way things have been going, but I'll just say this, because I know we men at the end of the day, and I know you could level with another man. I think sometimes things happen that you just don't expect, and I think sometimes it's deeper than boxing, right? And you seeing some of that play out, and I'm not making no excuses. I'm just being real, leveling with him. Think about how long he been in his position. I think the crown get heavy. I really do. I think the crown get heavy. I think we started hearing his disgust for the business of boxing and the way things was going. You start hearing him talking about retirement consistently. You start hearing him, just seem turned off, like he ready to just pack it in. You heard him start talking about therapy and trying to get himself right. So when you hear that kind of stuff, you know that there's shit that's going on that don't have anything to do with boxing. And based on the way he was kind of dropping little breadcrumbs here or there, it seems like it's vital for this man to get those things in order before you get back into the ring. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe you could level with that. I ain't saying I still don't mean you're not frustrated with him, but you could still understand it a little bit more, right? I don't think he's a baby fighter. I think he's a full-on investment. And I think because of the money that's made each and every time he fights, I think it has a very large impact on his opponent selection. I think it's far deeper than him picking who he want to fight and ducking and being scared of any of that stuff. I said this for years, bro. Like, I don't think it's that, but I do think, the business of boxing still takes calculated risks. I think they all do. You know what I'm saying? But think about it, bro. He been doing this shit since he about 5-6 years old. He ain't scared to fight nobody. But think about what goes into putting together a Tank Davis fight if we see fights on a much smaller scale fall out. Just think about what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? So it's an investment, and just think of it in terms of business. If you have an investment, do you put that investment in the best position to continue to succeed, or do you take risky? You get what I'm saying? Do you take big risks? Some say the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. But in Tank's case, he's been fortunate not to have to take the biggest risk, and he can still reap some of the biggest rewards. And so could so many other people when he fights and when he wins, if that makes sense to you. So I don't want to go too far off, but we're going to get into all that, man. We're going to talk about it all, man. But shout out to G Tied It Up, Philly, my guy. So that's all I can say. You know what I mean? I don't have all the answers, but I just don't think these guys get to that level being scared, being cowards. I just think it's a lot of business that go into fights, especially when you stand and make so much money, and think about how many people probably get paid every single time you fight. They're going to make sure that they're putting you in a situation where you almost can't lose. And it's unfortunate that the views of the fans always don't align with the business of boxing. They're in it to make money. We want to see the fights with the money that we spend. You see the conflict of interest? In order for them to continue to make money at the rate, they're going to take calculated risks. It's going to be some fights that just not going to be made for obvious reasons, right? And then the fighter is to be looked at as a duck. But I understand that it's deeper than that. And look at Errol Spence, who was getting framed as a duck while he continued to collect straps all the way up until he fought Terrence Crawford. And look what he had to do in order for that fight to be made. He had to go against the grain, which still I think he's paying for to this day, sitting on the sideline, bro. So you really got to consider all of that and think about hearing Tank's disdain for the business and how things work. Why else would you want to walk away from boxing and they just told you might have a deal more lucrative, or not might, they told you have a deal on the table more lucrative than Floyd Mayweather. Why would you then a fight from that be talking about walking away? It's something clearly with the business of boxing. Then you hear him talking about therapy. It's things outside of the sport that he knew as a man he got to get right before he continued fighting. Like all the clues is there, but we be so locked into what we want, the fight, and we ignore that these dudes still human and they go through real people shit too. And sometimes that burden gets so heavy that those demons that they fighting, they got to figure that shit outside the ring before they can get back in the gym and fight. You know what I mean? So I think that's just where he at. I could be way wrong, but I think that's a logical, assessment of what he's shown us so far. You know what I mean? Where he at right now. So why else would you not want to be a part of one of the biggest rematches after telling your fans that you were pressed forward? Think about it. Now people like he ducking, he's scared. It's not any of that stuff, man. I just think it's deeper than that. But let's keep rolling, man. We're going to get back to that, man. Y'all just sit tight, man. Hit the like button. Let's keep building, man. So shout out to Ray Ford, man. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey. He did his thing, man. Another win in the books and on to the next. Another good fight on this card was Philippe Hergovich and David Adelaide. That was a war. I knew Hergovich would win on points. That was a war of a fight. It got crazy late. Man, Hergovich got cut. He was getting cracked crazy. You know what I mean? Guys was looking fatigued. Adelaide got dropped. He looked like he was going to get stopped at one point. He didn't. That was a really good fight. It's a lot of experience, I guess, for David Adelaide in these last couple fights, man, because he been in there with some really good fighters. So, yeah, maybe he'll learn from this. But Philippe Hergovich is on to the next, man. He was able to win this fight on points. It was a rough fight for him because they was going to war. David Adelaide is he's scrappy, he tough, but I don't see like world-class elite level. I don't see that with him. I just see a really tough, gritty guy, got some talent, but I think matchmaking is his best bet from here on out. I think if he going at the top of the pack, he gonna always fall short. That's just what it looked like to me. So he got to keep working, man. I like him. I respect the spirit, though. I mean, he was pissed off about the loss, so he wanted to keep winning. And but he wasn't letting them hands fly. Yeah, not at all. He waits too much, and he too economical with his approach. And it's almost like he'd be waiting for the perfect shot. Now, granted, he was landing some of them damn shots, and I don't know what the hell kept Hergovich up. You know what I mean? I think it was that 8th round. That was one of the craziest. The same round he got dropped in is the same round that he caught Philippe Hergovich with some of the nastiest shots that I've seen. And I was like, bro, I thought he was going to knock him out for a second. I really did. But credit to him. He bit down. He kept fighting. Despite the cut, he fought through the nasty cut on his eyelid or whatever that was. And he got a decision win, bro. That was a scrappy, tough-ass win for him. But I suspect he's going to be out for a while with that nasty-ass cut that he got. So we'll see, man. But Hergovich, I like him, but I don't know if he going to win. I don't know if he ever going to win a title at heavyweight either. I just don't see it. I feel like when he run into that one, he going to always fall short too. It's like he was looked at as a certain way once upon a time, but I don't really see that no more with Philippe Hergovich. He's solid, though. Don't get me wrong. But he's too many holes, and I think he got conditioning issues. I think down the stretch of fights, you've seen it multiple times, at least 2-3 times, in recent memory. And when them fights get late, he get tired. Remember how, what was it? Was it Daniel Dubois got him? You get what I'm saying? Even fights that he's won, you've seen him like almost on fumes. So I don't know. He got some conditioning issues. His defense is leaky. Not the fastest, the most athletic guy, but he's talented. You know what I'm saying? He can go. All right. He got pedigree and all that good stuff, but I just don't think he'll ever win a title at heavyweight. I don't see it, yeah. I don't see it. I don't think so. But good fight, though. Entertaining fight like hell, though. Good fight from both guys, man. Shout out to David Adelaide. I would watch him any day of the week because he was down. He knew he was down, but he never stopped trying. The only problem is he was caught up in trying hard instead of being smart and trying hard. Why you get what I'm saying? Going hard and being smart. He didn't make the proper adjustments. He just kept trying the same way to land them big winging shots. And like I said, to his credit, when he got knocked down, he got up swinging, and he almost thought he was going to get Hergovich out of there. But nah, you know, he just didn't make enough adjustments, man. So it seemed like inexperience is his biggest problem, David Adelaide. He's 14-1 now after this loss. He don't got a whole ton of experience, but he picked up some good experience with these last couple losses that he got. Shows us what it do, homie. Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. And I get it. We be frustrated, but, yo, these dudes ain't nothing cowardice about stepping in that square circle, bro. And if you really start to tap into how that business flow, you'll really understand that a lot of these decisions don't even be solely up to them, and they don't even be making the final call. You know what I mean? They don't make all the decisions. They just don't. But good fight for them, man. That was a good heavyweight scrap, man. That's heavyweight boxing right there. I ain't gonna lie. That was a fun fight. And then, you know, Nick Ball and Sam Goodman was a good scrap. Nick Ball, man, is a scrappy ass dude. He is a little tank. He is a wrecking ball. I respect his fight game, bro. This dude got good combinations, good technique. He could move in there. I don't know, man. Nick Ball be steady. Fight. He got a lot of heart. He resilient. He bring pressure. He could take a good shot. I like Nick Ball. I still would love to see Raymond Ford rematch him, but, you know, if he ever come up to 130 in that fight present itself, because I would love to see it. But credit to that dude. He's scrappy as hell. He really could fight. But with that being said, Sam Goodman could have been his kryptonite, because depending on who he was and how you seen this fight, you could have seen it for Sam Goodman. I've seen multiple people say they thought Sam Goodman slightly outboxed Nick Ball. Some people said he did it. Some people felt like Nick Ball outworked him. From what I've seen, I can see a case for both guys. I think Nick Ball made an argument for himself winning the fight. The way he was closing rounds and the work rate. I think the work rate was impressive. The way he put his combinations together. I think that's where he really made a strong case for himself winning the rounds, because he was putting them things together. I remember several combinations. He continued to punch in combinations. Sam Goodman wasn't as busy, wasn't as active, but good counters. He was punching in between shots, and he typically had an answer most times. You know what I'm saying? So some people still seen it 7-5 for Sam Goodman. Some people seen it the other way for Nick Ball. Either way, we got a great fight. And Nick Ball, you better tighten up, man. Every fight can't be a war, G. Every fight can't be no war. You can't do that with everybody, man. I can see that now. I can see now how he'll lose. And I hate to say it, but I can see it. I can see it, because everything can't be a war. Shout out to my guy, Dr. Boxing Talk. He said, Nick, the cherry pick ball. that what they calling him out there, Doc? He was trying more than thinking. His heart was impressive. Yeah, I won't miss any. Yeah, I'll watch all his joints, bro. I really would. You know what I'm saying? I really would. But yeah, Sam Goodman, shout out to them, man. That was a good fight. Look, I respect the hell out of Nick Ball. He got the heart of a lion. He don't stop, yo. You got to beat his little ass. You get me? You got to beat his little ass, bro. And Sam Goodman was doing too much posing a little bit and watching. He wasn't being first enough. He was allowing Nick Ball to string 3s and 4s together. And I'm like, that don't look good in the eye of the judge, especially with them all having different vantage points and bad vantage points at that. You're allowing this dude to just outwork you in these little spots. And then the back end of the round, he'll just clearly outwork you, try to push you back in spots. It just didn't look good from an optic standpoint. So Sam Goodman could have did a way better job at shout out to Dirrell Hood. What's good with it, bro? He could have did a better job at work rate, man. That's all. Like, sometimes you gotta push, bro. You got to. If you're gonna be in range and you're not willing to throw, you're gonna get hit. So he should have just been way out of range if he wasn't willing to try to match him blow for blow. And I ain't saying be rock'em sock'em robot, but that was clearly a problem. Nick Ball has some underrated combination punching, bro. That dude be putting them things together, and he get a little creative in there too. I don't know. I really like Nick Ball's scrappiness. I do. And he dirty in there too. And that's what I did like about Sam Goodman, because he was dirty back in spots. He wasn't allowing Nick Ball to just have his way. That presented an issue or a challenge in and of itself, because Nick Ball not used to people being dirty and physical back with him. Sam Goodman did it, but maybe in spots, maybe he didn't do enough of it. Dirrell Hood, what's good, homie? How you feeling? Maybe he could have did a little more of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, man, fun fight. Like, I didn't, I think all the fights on this card was good, bro. I do. I don't think none of them was bad. think we got a complete card. So that was a real good fight. Like I said, it's a little bit of a debate, if you will, of as to who won what. And, you know, I listen, I ain't tripping. Nick Ball did a hell of a job closing those rounds, man, finishing a lot of those rounds. And Sam Goodman made the mistake of allowing himself to be outworked. Like, when you in the fire, bro, you got to be prepared to work or you're going to get burned. And it's that simple. And Nick Ball kept finding his range. He was getting off, like I said, multiple combinations and just working. He was taking good shots, showing good defense at times. He was some smart boxing, man. He was being physical. He was being his typical dirty self. And why I'm comfortable saying this man dirty, because he admitted to it. He's a dirty fighter. So shout out to Nick, man. He edged out another one. But you got to tighten up some things. I could see one. I could see one going the other way soon. I'm telling you, shout out to my homie, son of God. How you feeling, bro? Shout out to the professor at McQueen. What did it do, man? Hit the like for your guy. But look, let's keep going, man. We got one last fight on this card. And shit, this don't take too long because the fight wasn't too long. Look, you had Moses Atoma supposed to get his step up with Dillian White, you know, the body snatcher, the most experienced guy to date on his resume. And I hear the different takes. My problem with boxing, it's like, it's crazy. On one end, I do feel like boxing fans be anointing fighters way too fast. Like, I get it. He's the new shiny thing at heavyweight, and you feel like you in a rush to see somebody challenge Usyk before he retired, but I just don't think that's the fight in the cards. I don't see it. I don't see why Usyk would want to do that versus like maybe, I don't know, a trilogy or something else. Like, at the point that he's at, like, he's not at the prove it stage, right? If you telling me Alexander Usyk got to fight Moses Atoma to be like, to prove to you that he it, like something wrong with you, I just don't see it. I wouldn't mind the fight, don't get me wrong, but I don't see that one being in the cards. I think Moses is a little young. If you smart and you see the talent that he possesses, you want to nurture that talent. And I don't mean, you know, coddle him, but you want to be smart. And I think you don't want to rush him to the top tier of the division. I get it. He beat Dillian White more impressively than anybody beat the body snatcher, but I don't think a one-round blowout over Dillian White suggests that somehow you're ready to just jump in there with Usyk. I think that's a whole other thing. I think Usyk is a different level altogether. Nah, I just don't see the jump. I see it very unnecessary, very premature at this point. I think Atoma got more work to do. And look, I think he'll be ready when the time comes, but I don't see that time coming anytime soon. Like not right now, not him and Usyk. So as far as putting him in there with Usyk, I get people annoyance with that. But get a kid some grace. He young as hell. He young. Kill all that Tyson shit. I don't know. I'm not into the comparisons, man, much. I get it. The black trunks and, you know, the raw power, the approach. He young. I get it. But, man, Tyson was Tyson, bro. We got to stop doing that. Tyson, not regular. That wasn't a regular thing. Seeing somebody come blaze through like that, shit not regular now. Toma is a special talent in his own right, but I don't know. I'm just not big on comparisons, man. Like, I get it to a degree. You just gotta make it make sense. But Moses Atoma is special in his own right. He looks strong as hell. He picked his shots well. He disciplined, poised, confident in there. He didn't. Dillian White didn't have a shot in hell. That was crazy. He completely, like, he just didn't know what hit him. That shit was wild. I ain't see nobody beat his ass like that. And I get it. This is Dillian White after multiple knockouts. Every time he loses, it's a knockout, if I'm not mistaken. I get it. From the Povetkin uppercut to the Tyson Fury uppercut to the AJ uppercut when he first lost. I get all of that. But you still got to get your work done. And on paper, that was the most experienced guy to date. At least on paper, he was supposed to get a young in some rounds, test him a bit. If nothing more, take him some rounds. None of that shit happened. That shit looked so it looked so easy. It's like, I get it. Y'all excited. Like, yeah, he ready for Usyk, but just chill on the Usyk stuff. But gradually move him up, because I think that's more ideal than just trying to skip him through the ranks because he knocked out Dillian White. But that shit was impressive, man. That dude didn't stand a chance. He hurt him. I think he hit him on the top of the head early. He kind of ducked into a shot, it looked like, and the rest was history. Shout out to my guy, Everything Boxing. How you feeling, bro? Vision Sports, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling, yo? What's good, man? Moses to stop Fury. Shit, I think he could stop. I mean, I heard people questioning his power. Sunchild, shout out to you, homie. I see people questioning his power. They said they ain't going to say he got power till they see him in there with somebody. I think, listen, that power conversation is a little weird. Dank, what's good with it? People question if he got power because of the level of opponents they feel like he fighting. They feel like Dillian White is not a barometer. At least I was listening to a conversation where somebody was talking like that. Look, man, these dudes are heavyweights. They trained athletes that weigh over 200 plus pounds. Need I say more? Seriously, though. Like, they're trained heavyweights that weigh well over 200 pounds. And they be in shape. I'm talking about in shape, trained, the guy that hones his craft. I think arguing about if he got punching power is a little silly. Now, you get me? Like, I think it'll be more about, I think if he does or doesn't knock people out on an elite level, I think that'll have more to do with skill than punching power. Because I feel like at that level, or at least at that weight class, I think everybody punching to a degree. Like, think about that. Imagine a trained, in shape, 200 plus pound guy hitting you with what they be wearing? 10, 12 ounce gloves up there, heavyweight. Imagine that, though, punching you in your shit. Like, you think you're gonna walk away from that experience talking about, like, yeah, he ain't really punching like that. It's just a silly argument, man, bro. These is grown men that's training to knock you the hell out. Yes, they can punch, bro. So I don't think his power is in question. I think you maybe as you step it up in competition, you'll see if he's skilled enough to still get these heavyweights over these elite or level or top tier guys as opposed to these middle of the pack, interim champ type guys. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I think he's the goods. So far, so good. I mean, he checked the boxes. He passed the eye test when faced with his most experienced opponent to date. If you're going to say it's not impressive because Dillian White been knocked out every other time that he lost, I would say it still is impressive because nobody knocked him out that fast, that impressively, without even taking no punishment whatsoever. He's a very young kid. And like I said, on paper, it was expected to test him. And he beat his ass. You have to respect that. Yeah, you have to. He beat his ass and he made it look good. I think that's a good fight. I seen a poll and that's what I picked. Him versus Javier. I love to see it. Lee, what's good with it, homie? How you feeling? You don't know because it's all different eras. And we could say Mike Tyson ever beat anybody like Usyk at 20. Nope. You get what I'm saying? So I try to let the eras live where they live, right? The eras be great when they was great. You get what I'm saying? Everything boxing and just enjoy Moses Atoma. I understand to a degree comparisons is just a part of the sport, but I try not to delve into them too much because I feel like it's always better to appreciate Moses Atoma or any fighter, right, for being the one and only version of them than being the next version of anybody else. Because those next, like the next Kobe, the next LeBron, the next Jordan, all that next, people really fall short and miss the mark when it comes to that. So I try not to get caught up into it and just strictly focus on what he's showing us. What he's showing us is he's a very good talent and he's making the heavyweight division fun. And I think as long as he's competing, I'm here for it. Like, it's like, because Blaze was good with it. Once we start throwing out the comparisons, now you got all the people debating and taking from what he just showed you. Oh, that wasn't shit. Oh, it was Dillian White. It's like, bro, these are grown men. Dillian White been in there with some people. Granted, he got his ass beat, but that don't mean he was going to lose that fight for sure because he lost to the other guys. Moses Atoma had to come out there and show him that, yo, look, I'm ready for the next level. And that's what he did. That's what people forget. They get so caught up into like what they think as far as what a level is or what Dillian White is that they forget to just appreciate that this man dusted his ass off immediately. He didn't even give him a chance to get into the fight. And we are, that wasn't shit. No, that was, get the hell out of here. That's impressive. He knocked a whole grown man out, trained, been in there with AJ, Furies. You get what I'm saying? The Pavekins. He been in there with some who's. He done got him some crazy knockouts too. So don't give me that shit. That we become almost just accustomed to not giving somebody the credit for they just earned. don't forget, on paper, that shit was supposed to test him. He made sure that didn't happen. That's very impressive. On to the next. Now, can he continue to be that impressive as he go up in level? We gonna see. But I ain't got nothing bad to say about what that man showed me, man. He went out there and put belt to ass immediately. He showed Dillian White, look, you ready to go. You don't belong here. You don't belong in here with me, OG. Tank rematch between Lamont or Tank versus Shakur, bigger fights. Yeah, we gonna get to that too, man. He said give him Morley next. Davion, what's good with it, homie? I ain't mad at that. I like Moses Atonement though, man. Good talent, man. I mean, he closed that matchup. Harry King, Utek, Ant the Professor, man. That's a great point. Moses did a good job, and a lot of people were saying White was going to win. Yeah, some people were saying that, or give him a test, and just at the bare minimum, White was supposed to take him rounds and make him struggle in ways, right? Make it a little difficult for him, challenge him, test him. He did none of that, and I think a lot of that, you could say some of that is to what Dillian White has left in the tank, but I think a lot of that was what Moses is as a young fighter. He ready. I think he ready, confident. He pick his shots well. Like I said, he's strong. He know how to punch. He know how to control that aggression. I like what we're seeing from him, man. I just want to see how far he can go. I think he a breath of fresh air in the heavyweight division that hasn't been exciting since Wilder ain't been at the top of shit. I ain't even gonna lie. That's just for me. I mean, since Wilder ain't been one of the absolute, main players, heavyweight division took a blow. Maybe a guy like Atonement could bring the beat back. That's how I'm looking at it from a boxing standpoint. So I just want to see how good he is. You know what I mean? But I don't understand how you walk away from that, like barking about some negative shit. That's why I say we be so caught up in like our opinions that we forget to give people credit for what they actually did go out there and do. It wasn't this. He wasn't shit. Well, you go out there and fight him then. You go out there and fight Dillian White and show me he ain't shit. Like, you go out there and knock him out in a minute and some change. You get me less than 2 minutes and he out of there. AJ didn't do that. Fury didn't do that. Povetkin didn't do that. The Chizoras, none of those other guys that he been in the ring with was able to do that shit. But Moses come along and said, hey, nobody got him up out of there? 1, 2, 3. No problem. He gone. You get me? Yes, it is very impressive knocking a whole grown man out early, fast, quick. That was supposed to touch you. It is. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. That's why I say, man, you know my fight, ETB. We got to keep building boxing up, man. We could critique people. Like, I ain't against criticism because I have mine too. But it's like we've gotten so comfortable that now we'll critique the guy that won and dominated versus the guy that got dominated. We won't have nothing to say about the guy that got dominated. We'll be shitting on the winner. And it's like, y'all don't think that sounds crazy? Tearing the guy down that won the fight and not having anything at all to say about the guy that came out there and lost. It's crazy to me. I never understood it. But let's keep building. So look, shout out to Moses Atonement, man. Look, he proved that he's ready for the next level. He proved to be a breath of fresh air, like I said, for the heavyweight division. I think with talent like that, and as long as you put him in there with the right fights, I think he can go far. I do think he could be a champion in the sport. He looks very polished and ready just for whatever is that next challenge. He's definitely ready for it in my eyes. I don't know exactly who they put him in there with, but like I said, all that Usyk talk, I just think that's very ambitious. I get it. Fans just, like, once they hear people praising you plus seeing you perform well, they're like, well, throw him in there with Usyk. And nah, I just don't think that'll be the plan. I think that'll be kind of a bit rushing it. You never know, but I think that'll be a bit rushing it. And if you probably his handlers and his people, that's probably not somewhere you're looking to go immediately because maybe it's other shit. He can get more fights in. Like, this man got what? I mean, Toma, 12 fights. You get what I'm saying? He 12, 13 fights in, bro. 13 fights in, 13 or 11 KOs, man. You know what I mean? I think you can continue to work with this kid and just build him. You know what I mean? And not that you got to over marinate anything, but you don't got to rush him either. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to. So that was a whole card, man. Saturday night, that was good. I liked all the fights. I mean, what's that dude? Susumi? He's a damn, that Susumi kid is a damn, he a buzzsaw. He just get in there and blast you out. I could see him knocking guys out for quite some time, man. Y'all give me 2 seconds. My bad, y'all. That was bad duty calls, man. Coliseum room. Shakur's the king of defense. Lamont is going to get counted a lot. We're going to get to all that. But look, like I said, y'all, just to wrap up, man, that was a solid card. Moses Atonement showed everybody that anybody that doubted him that he could be possibly one of the next champions at heavyweight. That's what I seen. Real solid dude. He didn't make any mistakes in this particular fight. So it's just on to the next, man. On to the next for him. You know, but let's keep rolling. Let's keep building, man. Great card Saturday. I just wanted to recap it, get my thoughts on it. Now we could get into the topics at hand, man. I see y'all talking about Shakur, this and that. LA wasn't going to take it, missed the fight. Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to win, but I knew he could do exactly what he did. He provided some scares, man. He looked like he was about to knock Hrgovic out for a second, but you know what I mean? Credit to Hrgovic in that chin, man. He stayed locked in. I don't know how he stood up right from them shots. Yo, this dude, why? Like, you really got to educate yourself on boxing. Like, to say the same, imagine keep saying a fighter does something, all he does is something after he just fought and didn't do none of that. Like, you still keep talking about jumping back. You seen that in one fight, and you saying that's all he do. Got it? Like, that shit is like, it's ignorant to keep typing it. It's like, at what point do you educate yourself on Shakur Stevenson? At what point do you just educate yourself? It ain't about being a fan and none of that. It's about being educated. Like, you're just gonna keep typing the same stuff about the kid every time while he continue to win. You know that make you look weird, right? That make you look like you just hating for no reason. It don't make you look like a boxing fan. It don't make it look like you cooking, or it just make it look like you want something negative to say. He beat a guy at his own game, and the man only landed 27.8. I'll give him his 0.8% of almost 1,000 punches. And you still talking about jumping straight back when he stood in there and just cooked somebody. I don't understand, why would that even be a discussion at this point? Matter of fact, this is why I be keeping shit like this in there.
Shakur Stevenson is great, but we already knew that. Shakur earned the respect of the boxing world back with a clinical performance against the valiant William Zepeda. Shakur stayed in the pocket and traded with Zepeda for the majority of the fight. All the running narratives that were perpetuated by casual fans were put to rest. This man stayed in front of a skilled volume puncher like Zepeda, and not only outlanded him in power punches, but outclassed him. The poise that Shakur showed was most impressive to me, especially in moments where he stayed on the ropes too long. There were moments where Shakur had Zepeda hitting air while standing there on the ropes using his defensive skill set and upper body movement. The accuracy, punch placement, counter-punching and timing was all on display. Shakur is one of the best, if not the best, defensive fighter in the sport today, and he's a three-range fighter. He has an inside game, mid-range game and outside game. What's even more impressive is that I believe Shakur could have beat Zepeda 12 rounds to none if he chose to move, frame and pot shot.
He said it, I didn't. Shout out to bro for breaking that down. From now on, I just see unnecessary hate. I'm going to just play that clip. I'm not even going to say nothing. Just play that clip. That shit explains everything. I don't got to say it. It ain't me saying it. The man literally could have made the fight easier by using his jumping back and his defense that y'all hate on. But he said, nah, let me beat his ass Let me do exactly all the stuff that y'all weirdos said I can't do. Let me stand in here and do it just for y'all to come back after the fight and keep talking about something I can't do or what I'm gonna do or what. Nah, where was all that he was gonna run from? Where was the Tom and Jerry shit? Jerry whooped Tom ass that night. You did. Whooped his ass. Upload a video, you doing better. Yeah, than what Shakur did. I'll send you 500. You get me? Hey, we gotta stop doing that. But let's get to it though. Let's talk, man. Let's build. But shout out to Core, man. He did his damn thing, man. He proved to the haters, man. I think after that fight, if you still talking about what he can't do after he showed you what he could, I'm ignoring you because I ain't even trying to hear none of that. That was a beautiful performance. Now it's on to the next. Can you continue to level up, fight the guys that's at the absolute top and shine the way you did against him? That's the question, right? Let's see how far he could take it. My money is on the Jersey kid from Brick City every single time out. But let's keep building, y'all. Let's get to this. So Lamont, he did an interview. It was a Pro Box card on, and Lamont Roach spoke at the end of the Pro Box card. You know, he gave his thoughts on the rematch that he said everybody keep asking him about and all these different things. So we're going to get into what Lamont Roach was chatting about. We're going to get to it, man. Lamont Roach he spilled the beans, man. I know some people might be disappointed in some of the stuff that he said in terms of like the if it's looking like the rematch gonna happen or not, but you know, it almost don't look like it is, you know. It kind of don't look like it is, but we gonna find out. Hold on, let me get this video up, y'all. My bad, y'all. Took me a quick second. All right, we here. My bad.
Yo, Lamont, thank you so much for giving.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna get to what Lamont was talking about that got everybody talking, and this is how we got to this point today, y'all. This conversation that he had on Pro Box. This was his, you know, pretty much his most recent update as to what's going on and what his future plans is. Shout out to my sis Melon and Queen. How you feeling today? Let's go.
Your time. A lot of news right now. Everybody thought it was going to be a rematch with Gervonta Davis. He is once again in legal trouble. It was supposed to be the first day kicked around was this weekend, August 16th. That has come and gone. What is going on with your future in this rematch?
Well, first off, the rematch, yes, it don't look like it's happening. That's just to, you know, put it out there and be transparent with everyone because that's the only question I get 10 times a day, maybe even more. So, you know, that's what it is, and that's what it's looking like. Again, we still haven't heard from his camp, like specifically when it comes to the business. So, you know, it is what it is. As far as my future, man, we moving on. We can't just sit around and.
So y'all heard it right from his mouth real quick. He said, look, it look like that ain't happening. Here's nothing from his side. So as far as his future, he moving on. This ain't me. See, this is how you have a conversation with no narratives where you ain't got to make up your own news and talk all this shit. If anybody that's pushing Lamont Roach don't want to fight this dude is being weird because what is he supposed to do? Sit on the sideline and wait for somebody to finish their career or figure out their situation? If they're not speaking to him, communicating with him, he's going to feel like the rematch is up in smoke and it's more than likely not going to happen. So you can't blame him for moving on or speaking about moving on because no one man waits for any one man in boxing. You don't wait for something that you already been waiting for, that you justifiably, deservingly should be getting. You get what I'm saying? And in the eyes of some, this should have been him coming off a win into a rematch. If you let certain, depending on who you talk to. But let's keep going. Let's see what you got to say.
But there has been some recent news that, you know, his charges got dismissed in Florida.
That's good news. But does that open up the possibility for talks to reopen, champ, or are you gonna move on for the time being and maybe revisit this later? What's the general feeling with you and your camp?
I mean, like I said, we're not going to sit and wait. I think their best bet is to, what I'm saying, try to structure something. If not, we're gonna move forward. We don't have time to be. It's not like we're the cash cow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But do you think he even wants to fight you?
honestly, no.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
The big question, and Paul and I have been talking about this.
So you heard it right from the horse's mouth. I mean, look, he ain't hearing nothing from their side. What would you do if you just put yourself in Lamont Roach shoes? What would you do if you felt like you worked and earned a rematch and it been all quiet ever since then? It been talks of, from June to August to all these different dates, and nothing came of it. Nobody speaking to you. Nobody reached out. If you Lamont, had to cancel training camp, all types of shit. So what you supposed to do? Just sit on your hands and don't do nothing? You heard what he said. He's not the A side, so he got to move on. And all due respect to Tank, think it's shit that he got to clear up and probably straighten out before he even step back inside the ring. And if they're like behind the hand said, if there's a Pacquiao option on the table, who gonna pass that up? So you could see that just rematch like it's going up in smoke. Shelton was good with it, homie. Said Davis versus rematch on or off. It looked like it's off based on what Lamont Roach just said. So let me just run it back a little bit and I'm gonna just play it through, y'all.
Their best bet is to, try to structure something. If not, we're gonna move forward. We don't have time to be. It's not like we're the cash cow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But do you think he even wants to fight you?
honestly, no.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you John, if you think about money financially, it'll make money. And what did one of the fighters tell you? He's a prize fighter. He said, "The hell with that legacy and all that. He about that money." So it wouldn't be out the realm of possibility for him to take a fight like that. And you hear what Lamont Roach say. He say he don't feel like he want the rematch, but we'll see. He feels like not that he made a mistake on purpose to get out of the rematch, but he like, you got a big opportunity with this rematch just as well as I do to kind of shut the naysayers up and the doubters, and you making bad decisions, and that. You risking the potential of a rematch. Now y'all left him in the quiet, in the cold. He'll know what's going on. So, yeah, if you are Lamont Roach, Team Roach, you move on. Simple. That's all. You move on. You always be open to the rematch if it presents itself, but you can't do nothing. You can't push it. You can't make them tell you what's going on. If he don't know, he don't know. Business from another planet. What's good with it, bro? Packing coming down to 40 for nobody. I think he said, I seen 145, Shell. I seen the catch weight 145.
The big question, and Paul and I have been talking about this a lot in studio, is, you talked about, hey, I fight Gary Antoine Russell, maybe he's a lot heavier than you. You're a natural 130. You went up to 35 for Gervonta Davis. You looked good in that fight. What weight are you thinking about? How's your body felt since moving up to 135? Would you go back to 130, or is it up and on from here?
I mean, my body feels great at 35. I'm not gonna lie. Extra 5 pounds I don't have to lose. And I think I'm growing into it. Like, I honestly think I'm growing into it. It got to be a lot of money for me to come back and defend my belt at 30, or it got to be a very high profile fight. And right now that's looking like, minuscule when it comes to possibility.
But champ,
I just want to focus on what he's saying. So as far as the question, if he's going to go back down to 130, you heard what he just said. That money going to have to look crazy. That opportunity going to have to be right. It's going to have to be a high profile fight or some money for me to go back down there and defend my title. You said he's feeling good at 35, as I suspected he would. You get what I'm saying? And it seemed like it's less of a reason to continue to go down and play games instead of stay, you could stay up. And where this conversation about the lead, this is exactly why he need to stay where he at, because I think it's still some juice to squeeze out of that fruit, man, from having a draw with Tank Davis. And I think it's people at 35 with meaningful names that'll fight you. One just being the Shakur Stevenson. Y'all both went back and forth. You said something. You mentioned it in this situation, in this live. So listen, I'm for the fight. I want to see
it was my thoughts, and of course, this is just my general opinion. If you don't get the Tank Davis fight and nothing of general, of general excitement opens up at 135 because everybody's kind of busy, do you stay busy with a title defense at 130? Because then you become the guy who's followed. They say, okay, Roach is back as world champion. He's still defending the title, and so it becomes more so the curiosity is about you as opposed to the curiosity about who you're fighting. Because I was talking to Jimmy. I came by the house and I was letting him know that I let him know that we were talking about you, and you got to go home. You ain't got to go home right now, but you got to go home. 130 pounds, the world championship. You know what I'm saying?
And Shock still focused on fighting Cool Boy from what we heard from the most recent interview that he did with Cigar Talk.
You're still 130-pound world champion, but of course you know the way your body feels, and internally. I'm sure you discussed with your team, but those are just my general thoughts.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought. It's been discussed. Like you said, there's things to do. There's I still have a title that I can defend. And we are still exploring that option. Like if it comes, it comes. But we're still, at the end of the day, we did get in this for the business. And right now I'm in a pretty good spot where some big business can, be beneficial to me.
So tell us about.
See, you can tell by what you hearing when these fighters when these fans, shall I say, be screaming legacy this and telling guys where to go. Do you hear what he sound like he's talking? He like, bro, look, I done had this big high profile fight. Look, I want big fights. I want lucrative fights. He want either the money or the high profile or both. You get me? That's what guys is in it for. All that, hopefully the legacy come along with it. But these dudes be in it to make that bread, man. These dudes ain't in it to get their heads banged in for no pennies. They be trying to get paid, bro. I'm telling you. You listen to all these fighters speaking up, they gonna bring it up and they gonna let you know. Look, they trying to get paid. Shout out to my homie, the boxing, the plug. I appreciate how Roach is not all flashy and ignorant with his earnings. Yeah, cause low key, man, he been getting to a little bit of something. I ain't in his pockets, but look, Roach been been making some money, so he ain't new to it. I wouldn't say, you know what I'm saying.
This point in your career, 25-1, you're 29 years old, which in the fight world, a lot of times you're just coming into your man strength. You talk about you're filling up to 135 pounds. That makes sense at 29 years old. You don't want to waste time, man. You want to strike while the iron's hot. Everybody saw your standout performance against Gervonta Davis. A lot of
they want that money.
That fight. What's your idea of time?
Especially, I mean, could you blame him? Could you blame him? And look, I run with it. Ain't none of y'all gotten there with Tank and fought him to no damn draw. And had the world sitting around waiting for the next fight. None of you. And I'll be talking my shit if I was Rose. So you damn right I want a big opportunity, and he deserved it. So whether it's with Tank Davis or somebody at 35 like a Shakur Stevenson, or maybe if he get the right kind of name at 30, you telling me after what you seen with 12 rounds with him and Tank, he don't deserve his next opportunity to be a big one? Why not? That's what he worked for. Hell yeah, he should get it. If Tank is handling business outside the ring, shout out to him, man. Blessings to the man. Let him go get his situation right before he resume his career. In the meantime, Roach got to continue to do what he's doing and try to capitalize on what's left of his momentum from taking Tank Davis to a draw. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkin, because you want this shit to count. And you definitely don't want to sit on the sidelines till it kind of like, all of that momentum that you built from having one of the best competitive fights of the year kind of die down. You know what I'm saying? You want to get back in there.
Business, but how soon do you want to get back in the ring? It seems like you should fight while it's hot. What's your thought right now?
Shout out to my brother Mike.
Oh, we are. We're going to fight before the year's over with. Like I said, we've been doing our job on the business end. So we have some things that can come to fruition. And we're going to fight this year, whether it's a stay busy or whether it's a big fight.
Can I ask?
Right, Reed.
Okay,
they be talking crazy, don't they?
Does that mean maybe a whole little homecoming, stay busy, or big fight? Obviously, it could be anywhere, right? What are we angling towards? I'm curious myself, Jim.
The stay busy can be at home or it can be abroad.
Okay.
Okay.
Abroad.
All right. Okay.
You're teasing me now, champ. You're teasing me.
What are the names at 35? Of course, you know about Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, the other big name where you don't think that's going to work out. You also have Raymond Morataya at 135. What are the names when you think about where you want to be? Maybe not your next fight, but within a year at 135. What names are you looking at on the chopping block?
We're definitely looking at, aside from the rematch, the best fight for me and the best fight for the division is me versus Shakur Stevenson.
Him versus who?
Shakur Stevenson is me versus Shakur Stevenson is me versus Shakur Stevenson. And
Okay.
to be pretty honest,
I just wanted to make sure I heard him. Man, that's a fun fight. It's a good fight for all the right reasons. All the right reasons, man. All the right reasons. I'm gonna let this play out. We're gonna talk about it.
Like, we talk and we
hit the like
definitely
button,
sat
y'all.
down.
Hit the like button. Support the bill. Smash the like button. He's a competitor, bro.
He,
you don't do nothing else.
He
Make
wants
sure
to show
you
that
do
he's
that.
the best. And he really doesn't have any picks.
It's a fun fight. That's all I'm saying.
We'll fight each other.
Stay busy.
That's the thing. I mean, Shakur, you said he's a competitor.
Hey, Dub, you think would it be lucrative as like he was saying, or would it be a high profile though? Who you thinking? You said Japan. Who you thinking out there, man? I know you already a couple steps ahead. Talk to me.
He's showing he wants all the small guys. Haven't really wanted to fight him, and you've shown that same characteristic. Is that a possibility to make that before the end of the year?
Before the end of the year, no.
No. Okay. So that's not one of the ones you were teasing us with before the end of the year.
And I'm not tripping off that. I like that. Again, Lamont Roach is a real one. They asked him. Most times you ask a fighter, son, you think you can fight that guy before the end of the year? They be like, oh, yeah, we could do it. Nah, he like, nah. He already know if that fight happened, it's going to be the next year. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that for not misleading the people. But look, that kind of tells me that he feel like the rematch not happening. He might have to take another opportunity. L-Dub throwing that Japan shit out there. My guy don't be missing. It's just a suggestion right now, but don't be surprised, man. This shit comes.
But not talking to us before the end of the year, but not that one. All right, I got you.
I'm gonna tell you like this straight up. If we lock in, it's gonna be for next year, first quarter of next year.
There you go.
What did it do for you, that performance at 135 pounds? Not just the new weight class, but standing toe-to-toe with a puncher that nobody really wanted to deal with in Gervonta Davis. He had, struck fear in the hearts of so many guys in the lightweight division. You went toe-to-toe with him. At least got a draw. If that had been called a knockdown like it should have been, you win the fight.
Crush.
What did that do for your confidence moving forward? I know you thought you were great, but now everyone thinks you're great. What does that do for you internally, man?
It really doesn't do much because like I had all the confidence in the world in myself coming into the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I'm capable of. That's a good thing that others know. Others know that what I'm capable of. And it's good for my career, definitely. It puts me on a different pedestal, puts me in a different light. But I knew I could do this, man. I knew. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep the ball rolling. And I have the same mentality. And obviously I need to work just a tad bit harder because the politics kicked in a little bit.
And that's real, bro. And I see a lot of people going at Lamont Roach talking about he happy to fight to a draw. No, he not. He keeping it a buck. He said, look, he obviously got to do a little bit more because the politics kicked in. Is he lying? Is he lying? You get what I'm saying? He can't help that. They did kick in. But he told people that he wasn't getting knocked out. When everybody was talking about what round he was getting knocked out, he looked at people like, yo, you crazy. Nah, I ain't going nowhere. He told people he was going to fight a certain way. He actually did it. So why would he be surprised or happy to fight to a draw when he told you he wasn't getting knocked out and he wasn't coming to lose in the beginning? He was very confident. He wasn't just blowing smoke. He was talking from, a place of, I think, real confidence. You get what I'm saying? He knew what he was capable of. That guy was assured of himself. He got in the ring assured of himself. He was sure of himself the entire buildup, all the way into the first bell and to the final bell. That guy was for sure of himself. He did not get in there second guessing himself for 1 second. It was the people that was second guessing him. So I think they kind of missing it when you say that he's just happy to get a draw, like, or he just surprised. Nah, man, he said he was going to fight a certain way and he did it. Turkey's playing in Japan versus the World Concept in Saudi. Okay, December 27th. NUA is supposed to headline that card if he wins in September, which he will, I suspect.
You're talking about 135 pounds. It's a lot more Hollywood-esque, that weight class. A lot bigger names, a lot of shine and luster on that weight class than your former weight class. And
he earned everything he getting right now. Every interview, every question, everybody that's reaching out, anybody that want to interview him, he earned all of that. I don't want to hear he going on no celebration draw tour. No, the hell he not. He doing his job. That's what you're supposed to do. If you had a win or a fight, pardon me, not a win. If you had a fight where you thought you won and you felt like you won, you felt like politics robbed you of one, and it was a big opportunity on a big stage where everybody's still asking and checking for you, you take advantage of those moments. What the hell you think he been spending all his life fighting for? He got an opportunity on the biggest of stages and he didn't fold. Why the hell shouldn't he be happy about that? 28 of them dudes got slapped. 30 of them lost straight up and down. He made it up out of there. Why shouldn't he be able to go talk about it when people reaching out, wanting to talk to him? How is that a bad thing? How are y'all mad at him for making his presence felt, for making sure people know what he on and what his next plans are? Because the other fighter is fixing his issues, obviously. He gone quiet, so the other guy is taking advantage of his moment. He's not the A-side in this situation, so as long as they're paying attention to him and wanting to speak to him and reaching out and interested in his next move, he's supposed to be doing exactly what he's doing. What are we talking about? Why the hell are we mad at Lamont Roach for doing everything he pretty much said he was going to do besides win? In the win column, but in the eyes of many people, they felt like he won. So I think everything he's doing is spot on. I think it's justified, and I think it's for good purpose, man. Shout out to the bro, Mike Mazak. What's good with it, bro?
That shine and luster to the weight class. What do you think of the weight class overall? You know, the difficulty in navigating 135 pounds. Obviously, you just mentioned the Shakur Stevenson fight, but overall, 135 pounds in general. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know why they mad at Roach. It's like they don't like boxing, Mike.
In general, is very talented and stacked with fighters, but I think it's slowed down the production of big fights because of the possibility of so much money that can be made. Everybody's trying to exploit the highest dollar, and I think that's what just slows down. I don't think any of these guys are scared of one another per se.
Facts.
Scared of losing opportunities.
Facts, bro.
But is that where, to Paulie's point, is that where you find yourself right now?
You're talking about the business
side. You talk about
that's why I say they act like spoiled brats. They act like spoiled brats for the people that's mad at Lamont. You put yourself in the same situation as him where a guy took a knee, turned his back, went to the corner, all of that shit, and you somehow still didn't get the nod. None of that shit counted. Like none of it happened, but it did. And you telling me you wouldn't be doing exactly what he doing? As a matter of fact, Lamont Roach not getting enough credit for being 100 and doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. That's how I know y'all not real boxing fans. Y'all boxer fans. Y'all offended that he felt like he won. You offended that he felt like politics kicked in. You offended that he had the audacity to speak about what he feels after he got the opportunity from the great Tank Davis. Y'all weird, man. He's supposed to do everything he doing. He ain't bad-mouthed him one time. They asked him, do he think he want to fight? He just gave his honest opinion. He said, no, he don't think he do, but we'll see. That's what he said. Said, no, I don't think he do, but we'll see. He ain't heard from their side, not a single peep. What is he supposed to do? He said he's moving on with his career. He's looking for a lucrative opportunity. If it's down at 130, he said he wanted to be lucrative or a high-profile name. 35, you heard him say a guy like Shakur, but sound like he looking to stay busy. That Shakur fight in his mind wouldn't take place this year anyway, so he probably going to end up fighting somebody in the meantime. He's supposed to be doing everything he's supposed to be doing as a fighter, and I just don't see how a single fan, and I don't care how big of a Tank Davis fan you are, I don't understand how you mad at this man for doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing in this situation. Get what I'm saying? Yeah, he's supposed to get some recognition and some praise, and people going to shed a light because he was able to do shit that 30 other guys wasn't able to do. 28 of them bit the dust. You get me? Yes. Go reap the benefits of you rising to the occasion where they had you at in some cases, a 15-1 underdog. Shut up complaining about Lamont Roach doing interviews and speaking. This is one of the most humble guys in the sport of boxing, and he don't got to be. He could be talking crazy right now. He could be talking crazy about that knee, the grease, the braid, all that. He could be going crazy about Grease Gate, calling him soft, anything. Like he could be wilding right now. He ain't did none of that. He keeping it very respectful and he just speaking his honest truth. Nobody should have a problem with that. Now, if he's getting online and getting on there dissing, then that'd be something different. But he not. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. Appreciate the love as always, man, for the 10-piece.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just.
Big shout out, much love to my brother Mike Kirkland, always supporting the build. Let's get back to this, man. Let's finish this off.
I brought up you're 29. You want to kind of, still stay busy.
Yeah, I dare you want to be feeding Trevor. Who do you think he is? Facts, yo.
You don't want to give up the big.
The nerve of this guy.
You do want to stay busy. You don't want to take on someone, but you would be the A side, maybe be in DC. But all these things coming together, man. Is it stressful or is it exciting? All these different opportunities.
It's stressful, honestly. Oh. Like if you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, there's things put in a position, and you work yourself up to a position where you're on a plateau with a lot of other guys that are necessarily like high profile and getting paid big bucks, and then it's like, all right, I'm here. What's the issue? Like, why isn't it running smooth? Why isn't it going like, all right, I want to fight this
frequency
guy.
Was good, bro.
Let's lock it in. Then that's how I say, like, there's other options. Like, there's a lot of options because, these guys some of them might be busy, but some of them might not be. Some of them might just be holding out for a bigger payday or for, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to exploit the most money. So they're like, I'll fight you, but, they're offering me this guy.
Right, stressed out boxing.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing. And then you don't want to. Then some people probably don't want to fight someone because they get flack from, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he fought this duck and he's just, you know what I'm saying? Because some people don't have. They're high profile, but they don't have the like star power or the pay-per-view selling, you know what I'm saying, ability. And that's like.
Crash out. Nah, shout out to KO. I don't know. Lamont Roach, the only way you could expose Lamont is somebody gonna have to beat him.
Who's to say that?
But shout out to
we
KO.
I'm pretty sure he cooked on it. And people buy it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Or like, and not an expensive pay-per-view, but a pay-per-view period or in general, or you know what I'm saying, something that benefits me, because at the end of the day, I am up there with those guys.
Well, that's why I mentioned that DC fight, right? I you headline the card, stock it with some solid DC talent, which right now is looks really good, and you take advantage because you got to strike while the iron is hot. And right now you're at the hottest.
My God, what it do, homie?
You were already a world champion, but that performance against Davis, by and large, you were essentially robbed, and everybody knows it. At this point, you got to strike while the iron's hot, because otherwise you run the risk, like a lot of these other guys do, where they just don't take advantage and don't strike while the iron's hot, and then it's sort of the momentum dissipates because you don't stay busy enough, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So, like I said, we're on it, though. We're on it. We're going to fight before the year's out, whether it be in cahoots with a rematch later on, or whether it be in cahoots with the match with Shakur Stevenson.
Hey, well, one thing, if you do it overseas, Paulie and I, we got to get on a plane and figure everything out, because we'd love to see it. Such an exciting fighter. We've watched you from the beginning, Lamont, and this success, man, you've really earned it. We appreciate it. We appreciate your time, man. Best of luck with whatever works out. As it makes boxing news, man, we'd love to talk about it.
And most definitely, man. I appreciate you guys.
This has been the boxing.
Shout out to Lamont, man. Shout out to those guys from the boxing scene, Paulie and all of them. Look, I mean, what he's saying ain't no surprise. I feel like a lot of times we treat these guys like they can't make mistakes, like they can't go through things, like life can't just happen for them because they box. And I'm not one of those people that believe or think like that. We obviously see it. We're not more than just Tank. It just so happened to be his turn again. Clearly, when you got things that could threaten your freedom, you're going to square that away more so than anything before you try to get back in there and fight somebody, because you don't want that to be the reason that you lose a fight. You don't want the outside the ring stuff to bleed inside the ring and start affecting performances and put you in situations where you end up losing, right? So, I think it would be smart for Tank to go, take his time, get his situation squared away, make sure he good, and then get back to it, man. That's all he got to do, you know what I mean? And the people that really was rocking with him, they'll be still here rocking with him when he get back, whenever that is. But in the meantime, boxing to continue. man, you send that man, you know, it's some prayers and blessings to keep it moving. And you just want to see what Lamont Roach could do because he's in a position where he can really capitalize, I think, with the right decision or decisions off of having a draw. It ain't all bad if you don't get the rematch. If you can secure another lucrative fight or a high-profile fight, as he put it, you know what I'm saying? That's a win for you. You know what I mean? Especially if you're able to win that and secure a Shakur Stevenson fight for the first quarter of next year. I think that'd be dope. You know what I mean? Especially if the rematch is scrapped. And from the looks of it, it looked like it is. It looked like it's scrapped and just don't seem like it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. On to the next one. I want to see what Lamont Roach can do now. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how good he could continue to perform. He can perform at a high elite level consistently at 135. I think that he can, but who gonna be the dance partners? You know what I mean? What's gonna be the next challenge or the test for Lamont? Yeah, I don't think he went on a draw tour though, bro. He was supposed to go on a tour. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to call it, but people wanting to talk. He just had the biggest fight of his career, in which a ton of people thought he won, right? Thought he won. Why wouldn't he, what's the name? Why wouldn't he go do interviews? Why wouldn't he speak about that? Give me one reason why. So you telling me if he was just supposed to be quiet and just fade away into the sunset and be happy about the draw, you don't think he was supposed to talk about some of the most controversial moments put together in any fight that you've seen in recent memory? There was 3 things that happened there that I'm pretty sure that goes through his mind a lot when he think about the fight. From the knee to the turning the back to the getting assistance from the trainer. That's a strikeout, if you ask me. That's 3 different things. You telling me he ain't supposed to go on no platforms and talk about it. Nobody's supposed to want to interview with him or none of that. You get me? Like, what he's supposed to do? Just fade to black? Get what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. You work so hard to get the recognition, so people know who you are, so people are interested and recognize that you're one of the best. Why deprive yourself of the opportunities that exist after you go out there and do your job and prove so many people wrong, especially those that had you a 15-1 underdog? Y'all tripping on Lamont, man. That's why it's one-sided support. I support both of those dudes. Tank ain't did. He doing what he doing and getting his mind right. Like I said, the people gonna be here when he done doing that. But I feel like Lamont's in a space where you got guys like you got Mr. Gary Russell talking about fighting him. You know what I mean? Mr. Gary Russell ain't been biting his tongue about fighting Lamont Roach. Listen, Lamont said his clout chasing Gary, like, man, I ain't trying to hear it. You know what I mean? So I would like to see that fight too, a DC type DMV, whatever you want to call it, type fight. That's a good one, man. I think Lamont might have some options when it's all said and done. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Nah, he's supposed to turn down. Yeah, he's supposed to turn down interviews as a token of gratuity to the infallible Tank Davis. Now he just looks thirsty, right? Shakur out fighting Roach. I mean, we don't know, because if somebody would have told you Tank was fighting Roach next, you would have probably said the same thing, right? So we don't know. We don't know, because nobody, and I mean nobody predicted Tank Davis fighting Roach. Nobody came along and was like, yo, he should fight Roach. It wasn't even a suggestion. It wasn't even a thought, possibility until they made it one. So we didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? And my thing is with him saying they actually sat down and discussed it and talked about it before, and you got both guys saying they're interested in the fight, I think it could happen. You know what I mean? I think Core spoke on this a little briefly too.
Me and Lamont is an intriguing fight.
I agree with that.
That's a hell of a fight.
I agree with that.
Because it's like, okay, if Lamont is better than him, is Lamont better than me? That's the question mark that people will have.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Because it's not a guarantee that he's going to beat Lamont. It's not guaranteed. Me
and Lamont can fight. If Lamont Roach go in there and whoop him, me and Lamont can fight the nigga.
Okay. And Lamont's told me before that he wants that. Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fight.
I seen him actually about a week ago. He was like, he with it.
Bro, Lamont ain't scared of nobody, bro.
Yeah.
Lamont a hell of a fighter, bro. He's not a
he is. He is.
That's what I like to hear. And again, another reason why I like to see this matchup is because Shakur is giving him respect that he sometimes he don't get these dudes. And he's been very consistent about how good Lamont Roach is, the fact that he feels like he's quality and all of that stuff. He's been very consistent on that. And it seemed mutual. They spoke to each other. It seemed like both guys was with it. I feel like that be stopping fights from happening because both guys and both sides don't be one. And I think those two guys could use each other for different reasons. If you're Lamont Roach and you don't get a rematch with, obviously Tank Davis, which would be the biggest opportunity for you. You got a Shakur Stevenson. If you can be the one to beat him, that definitely will put you in the driver's seat to demand another rematch. And I think everybody will want to see it. They'd be like, damn, you done knocked out Shakur, man. Wonder what he could do against Tank in a rematch. Get what I'm saying? It's up. If you Shakur, you beat the guy that took the guy to a draw. That don't mean you're going to beat the guy that he draw with, but you know what I mean? It eliminates bullshit. People talking about making boxing great and all of this stuff. There you go. And I hear it. People like Shakur focused on Teofimo. But my issue with that is, when have we seen Teofimo make one of those fights? He always do something to blow it. He just had $8 million on the table to fight Devin Haney. I'm not saying there's no way that he'll fight Shakur, but what's the likelihood after just turning down such a lucrative opportunity with a guy that arguably hasn't been looking his best in the last two fights, that being Ryan and then Jose Ramirez? He didn't take that fight with $8 million on the table, but he going to fight Shakur at his absolute best because he's moving into another weight class. I don't know if he does that. So to me, I feel like we got a better chance of seeing Lamont and Shakur fight than Teofimo and Shakur, simply because of Teo. You don't hear his side talking about it. You don't hear Bob Arum talking about making that shit. He ain't no way Bob Arum want to make Shakur and Teofimo fight. And with Turkey Al-Sheikh essentially firing Teo a while back, I don't see how you're going to get that fight over the hump if Turkey not involved. Because I definitely don't think Bob is like, yeah, let's make Shakur and Teo at 140. I just don't think he feels that way. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland again in the Super Chat for supporting all sides, not just your favorite side. That's the fact. We got to. I think that's the only way to call boxing, man, when you being fair. Talk about both sides. Let's keep talking about making boxing great. We talking about great matchups, right? So we can't stay stuck on one fight. Reed, I want to see Shakur and Lamont fight. Yeah, Reed, you get me? It answered a lot of questions. You like, damn, Shakur beat Lamont a certain way. It's going to make you look at that Baltimore bad boy and say, hey, man, hey, Tank, you got to beat Shakur ass, man. He done took out your work, bro. He done did something. You know how people going to talk. I think the demand for that fight increases for real. I ain't saying it happens, but at least it'll be some type of public perception of pressure being put on that side to say, hey, man, I think everybody will go looking at that side like, hey, man, what y'all going to do, man? Core just went out here and cooked the dude. She just had a draw with, and you know the talking points. You know how it go. So if that would, wishful thinking, if that happens, you know what I'm saying? You get me, Blunt? You get me? So said that fight would be fired. Russell would be fired as well. 2 big fights for Roach. There wasn't a rematch. Many figure to be a case. Yeah, T-Hell, you get me? The court hands won't be ready till next year. That don't matter. It don't matter. So somebody can get that smoke next year. It's all good. It's all good. Somebody can get it. But the thing is, I'm not focusing on the win so much. I'm focusing on if it'll actually happen or not. You get what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. My bad. I'm back, man. I'm back. My apologies, man. Think got that Shakur fight just because, but he got to get that rematch on GP. Oh, yeah. Nah, for sure. But I just don't think it. Y'all could block the weirdo, man. You come in here spamming and talking. Stop typing other channel names in my chat. I hate you weirdos. Stop doing that. Really don't like that, man. Matter of fact, I'll take care of him, man. This dude out of here, bro. He goofy. Stop typing dude name in my chat being weird. Y'all always trying to start that weak ass channel beef, man. All this damn boxing to talk, and y'all want to talk about other men. Get your ass. I want you to go sit in his chat. Don't stop typing other. Yo, let me make this clear, bro. All due respect to everybody that's doing their thing. If you're gonna mention a channel name over here on this channel called Just Do Boxing, give them they just do, but don't come over here like with the weird stuff. We want to talk boxing and that's it. You know what I mean? All this damn boxing to talk. Y'all talking about weird ass YouTube, fake ass beefs. Get out of here. Shout out to my dog, Everything Boxing. We ain't trying to hear none of that weird shit. Back to this, man. Let's keep cooking. So, like I said, man, next man up mentality. Let's keep building on this, man. Lamont in this good position, bro. I think he got some fights that he can make. He said a Shakur fight would probably be a first quarter. I'm cool with that. We all know the situation with his hands. He probably gonna need to rest his hands anyway, and that's all good. You get what I'm saying? That's all good. But in the meantime, Lamont got some options. He can do some other things. You get what I'm saying? After seeing how well he performed against Tank, you want to see just what other good fights that he can make over there. You get what I'm saying? At 35. I don't even care to see him at 30 no more. And it's from the sound of it. He like, look, man, I need to get paid to go back down there because it looked like he enjoying 35, man. Probably have to cut less weight, more comfortable. We probably feel stronger up there. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no way once you go up, had a fight. Now, think about it. Most of his options are the best options, I think, for him are at the weight class where he last fought at. So I think it just makes sense to sit there. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. I'll keep getting y'all out of here. Boom. I like Roach over Shakur. I ain't tripping. Shout out to Miss Everlie 007. Shout out to you, man. Look, Roach could fight. Even Shakur said it, man. He proved a lot of people wrong against Tank. He went out there and fought his ass off against him. You get me? He went and fought his ass off. So it ain't crazy for you to say that he could beat Shakur. For me, I just had to go off of what I've seen. I say, I think it's a competitive fight. It's a good fight for both of them. I just see Shakur being able to win it. You know what I mean? Smarter, more disciplined, sticking to the game plan, just higher level. The common opponent thing, I don't like the triangle theory much, but you see how they performed against the same guy. But it's no telling. Styles make fights. Lamont showed you that he don't back down. He's good at making good preparation, man, for the fight, man. He was prepared for Tank Davis, and we could tell. So, but I just think Shakur is different. I think it'll play out different. I definitely got Core beating him. A competitive fight, but not as close as what people say. I just think he'll win majority of the rounds, 8-4, 9-3, some shit like that. Possibly worse. I ain't even gonna lie, because it's gonna be a chess match, and I think Shakur Stevenson is one of the smartest chess players in boxing. To me, that's for my money. You know what I'm saying? If you telling me you're gonna go tit for tat with him, it's gonna be a chess match, and it's gonna go round by round. Thank you. If you talking about a guy that get hits the least and make some of the fewest mistakes in the fight, one of the highest plus minus ratios, so many things to consider as to why he'd be to win a fight like this on points. But as Lamont just showed you, you can't just count him out against nobody and say that anybody will just go in there and beat him with ease. But if I had to be honest and make an early pick, I'm picking Shakur because of what he's shown me, not because I'm a fan more one or the other. I just see a different level of fighter more consistently in the ring with Shakur as opposed to Lamont. You get me? Like that shit that he did on March 1st, that wouldn't beat Shakur. That wouldn't take Shakur to a draw. All due respect, in my humble, honest opinion, he approach a fight like that and it's a chess match, I think he's going to get edged out. I think he's going to lose a lot of rounds that way. Because I don't think he fights in a way that gives a guy like Shakur Stevenson the most problems. I think it takes a certain style, specific style. I don't think he possesses the style. I think Tank Davis is more equipped to giving Shakur that type of fight over as opposed to Lamont Roach because of what he possessed versus what Lamont. Lamont is a great, hell of a boxer, high-level guy. You could call him that, right? But he got holes in the game. You seen the guy that he lost to. He got draws on the record. That ain't Shakur thing. He don't have draws, man. He don't play around. You know what I'm saying? He belt the ass. You know what I'm saying? All things. My guy was good with it. Vito Melnicki's draw in February against Conor Coyle overturned to a no contest due to Kyle popping dirty. That's crazy. You won't hear a peep about that behind the hands. You won't hear a peep. Sneaky Pie looks different at 35 for mine. And you can't count him out, Damon. Can't count him out. Core gonna make that fight look way too easy. I'm telling you, I think he'll make the fight look convincing. I think it'll. I think the way he wins that fight will cause people to say, "Hey, man, ain't no other fight to make but him and Tank." That's why I want to see that. I could be wrong because I want to make sure I give Lamont Roach his fair shake. Like I ain't just treating him like he can't win. We just seen what he was able to do against one of the absolute best. So I ain't gonna count him out. I ain't gonna look at him as no 15-1 underdog and nothing like that. He can go too, and he make good adjustments, good counter puncher. He got sneaky power, and like I said, Core giving him more respect than he give a lot of guys from the gate. So I think that's for good reason. And he predicted the fight going the way it did with him and Tank. So I think he, at the bare minimum, he at least got the respect of Shakur early, which is different than a lot of times because they don't really be respecting these dudes. You know, a lot, you know what I mean? As far as skill for skill, it sounds like everything he's ever said about Lamont is consistent with him respecting the hell out of him. So I would take that in consideration. I'll say that's for a good reason, you know? And I think it'll be a good competitive fight. But like I said, the majority of the rounds going to go Core way, in my opinion. Zoom, what it do, bro? Shout out to my homie. You know how they do. Yeah, because I always said this, dude. I always felt like if Shakur's fighting Lamont Roach and it wasn't Tank, they would have criticized the opponent because of what they think of Core already and how they think of Lamont. But sometimes we just have fighters messed up, and I'm glad that Lamont had an opportunity to show people that y'all had him messed up with the fight with Tank, right? I think he really proved to people like you can't count nobody out. We all feel like we know how these fights gonna go, but we never do until they happen. You get me? Never do until they happen. So look, I like Lamont as a talent. I like everything he's been bringing to the 135 division. It's a lot of intrigue there with the matchups, but we'll see what's next for him, man. I just hope that boxing get it right, man. And if you're not going to give the people the rematch, if boxing itself is not going to deliver that rematch between him and Tank, and he stick around at 35, I think the best fight is Shakur. He said it. Core said it. They tweeted back and forth to each other. You know what I mean? They continue to show interest in wanting this fight. Same mentality, champ. If the other fight don't go through, we going to run it, bro. So that's Core talking about Teofimo. And like I said, man, Teofimo don't make his own fights. He never has. He just left like upwards of $8 million on the table for Devin Haney. I don't see him being enthusiastic to jump in there with Shakur, who ain't even lost yet on paper, right? At least in the minds of people, Devin Haney had that Ryan Garcia experience in the Jose Ramirez fight where you could say, he might not be the same as that guy. But that's not the case for Shakur. I don't see Teofimo, and I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see him being willing to put that to the test right now. I believe the shit that he said early. Like, he don't want to be the one to give Shakur's first loss. He don't want to mess up Jay Prince money, relationships, this and that. Like, he made some of the weirdest excuses not to fight this guy now. All of a sudden, he wants us to believe that he had to change his heart, and now he's willing to fight him. Well, he going to have to show it to me. My reluctance is because Teofimo has shown you he can't be trusted. He don't stand on business. He do a lot of barking, not a lot of biting. He talk a lot about these black fighters that he never fight. Shakur would be him shooting down a lot of narratives. But if he was smart, he would do everything in his power as a fighter to try to make that fight. Because you got an opportunity to call Shakur bluff, shoot down the narrative that you don't want to fight black, slick, athletic fighters. Like all of these different things. Like, you'll show that you still be in a takeover, you step up, and people will never mind the fact that he'd be moving to your division. That shit won't even matter because of the talent. They won't give Shakur the excuse of, oh, you bringing a smaller man up. They won't say that. They'll say finally fighting somebody on his level or somebody accomplished or as athletic as T.O., and it'll be a whole bunch of people feeling like Teofimo Lopez could win, including him. So I don't see, if he's smart, he would entertain that fight, or at least do whatever he could to make it. Because I think beating Shakur now is better than beating Loma when he beat Loma. I do. Think he undefeated. I think his ceiling higher. I think it's more is expected of him. He didn't spend way too much time as an amateur. Like, I think his ceiling is higher than Loma's for obvious reasons. I think he's a better fighter too, but you get me? I think that'd be his best win since Loma. I think that'd be even a better win than Loma. If you beat Shakur, 3-division champion, former unified guy, silver medalist, you know what I'm saying? You already beat a gold medalist in Loma. And he got 2 goals, right? So you beat him. You beat Shakur, man. It started looking different for Tio. I think Tio will start really separating from the pack. You get what I'm saying? Now, think about if he would have fought at Devin Haney. This dude is in position to do some things, but like I said, the way he moves and thinks just won't allow him to be as great as what his talent might allow him to be. So even though people say Shakur seemed like he focused on Tio got to be focused on him. And who going to be putting on the fight? Are they focused on that fight? I'm not hearing it. You know what I'm saying? We know Core competitive. He going to want the smoke. He said he'll fight the dude. Tio did a lot of talking. I want to see the fight. I just want to see how good Shakur is. I want to see how good Tio is. I want to see Shakur shoot down the narratives. Tio shoot down the narratives. I want to see him jump up a weight class and fight a guy that people don't think he'll fight. Because the first thing they said, look, they'll say this, Shakur ain't going to 140 and fighting no Tio. Shakur ain't fighting Lamont. Lamont ain't fighting Shakur. It's like we shoot down every fight. Shakur got to fight somebody else. And nobody can sit around while Tank Davis figuring out what he need to figure out because he's a big part of the division. So you with him out of the mix, the pickings get a lot slim. You got to look other places for opportunity. So, like I said, if you are Lamont and Shakur, you can campaign in that 35 year, you fight each other just because of what could come of it for both of y'all. It's all up from there for obvious reasons. So, I don't know, but Tio, nah, bro, nah. Bob Arum start talking about Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo, I'll start to feel different. Turkey Al Sheik start talking about it publicly, maybe I'll feel differently, but it's going to take more than Shakur wanting it because we've seen this before in the past with him. It takes more than just him wanting to fight. He can't force these dudes to get in there with him. So only thing you can do is be ready for the opportunity. So in this case, it's the same shit with Teofimo, man. Is he really going to deliver on the fights that he say, or is he just going to be sitting on the sideline talking? And if you ask me, he's going to be doing a lot of talking from the sideline. So both of these dudes, like I said, expressed interest in fighting each other. Let's see if they do it, man. Let's see if they really do it. Let's see if the opportunity, creates itself or presents itself to either guy. Because I think when you're looking at both, you could at least say that these guys ain't scared to fight nobody. After Lamont went 12 with Tank, if you still running around talking about he's scared to fight this one or ducking that one, that's just weird. That's to me personally. And I think that's the same thing for Core. If you know the track record to speak for itself, it's an opportunity out there that makes sense. He's going to take it. So let's see what the future hold, man. See what the future hold. But I do want to see Lamont Roach back in the ring sooner than later. Me and my guy behind the hands be talking about it. He feel like he's going to be out for some months at the least. So we'll see what his next opportunity is. But I don't know. I hope we see him at 35. I really do, as opposed to seeing him at 130 again, unless the matchup is great down there. ATG, that's what I'm going to call you. Shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you. Yeah, you back. Shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you pulling up. Hit the like button, sub to the channel. And the rest of y'all, hit the like button, y'all, if y'all did, man. Support the build. We're going to keep building, y'all. Got some more stuff to get to. But like I said, I like this matchup, man. I do. I really do. I like it for both guys. Yeah. ATG. Yeah, you see how, you know what I mean? Made it sound good. Know what I'm saying? Oh man, my bad, y'all. Hit that like, but let's keep going. So look, man, I don't know what the mess is gonna be, what the next fight gonna be, but obviously just listening to Core seems like his next opportunity is gonna be next year. Seems like he's gonna rest his hands till then. We obviously understand why. But in the meantime, fights gotta go on. So we'll see, man. You never know who ends up in the ring next, man. That's not a company name to even acknowledge. Yeah, that's why I say ATG. See how I switched it up? But he said he enjoys the market purchases. You stupid, man. But let's keep building, y'all. Let's keep going, man. So we'll see what comes out of all this, man. Expect next year for Core and Lamont. Let's see what he do, 130 or 135. I think he got options. He got Mr. Gary Russell pressing the issue. I think them being relatively from the same area, that fight could make sense if it could be put together. We all seen Gary Russell, Mr. Gary Russell return at 135. What was it, Cardenas that he stopped? So he looked solid. He looked good at 35 for his first fight after, 3 years off? So got to respect that shit from Gary, man. Big respect to Gary for going out there, getting it done the right way. You know what I mean? And staying with it, man. So if he can get a big fight out of this, you know what I mean, then that's cool too. So I don't know, man. I just hope Lamont get a good fight, bro, because I think he deserves a meaningful opportunity. You know what I mean? He said something about a homecoming. See Dub. He also said something about a weight fight too. You see Dub mention Japan, so anything is possible. But another fight that we got to talk about that's on the horizon, and this quick switch up, and because they was talking about, remember they was talking about Ortiz and Thurman for a second, and now they're talking about Ortiz and Lubin. I seen Lubin say somewhere that this fight isn't done. Where is it at? Said facts are the fight isn't finalized, so it's not right to speak on it, but we did dispute via the testing. That was him going back and forth with Victor Conte. I don't really care about that because I don't think Lubin to be no dirty fighter. I just care about the matchup. The fight between these two, I love it. And it just proves what I already know about these dudes. Lubin don't turn down no smoke from what I understand. And I think Vergil is a guy that'll fight pretty much anybody if the opportunity is right. So this is a great fight for 54. Lubin don't have no easy road, man. The man fought Charlo at 21 years old. So that should tell you what kind of fighter he is. Now, he didn't get the nod. Of course, he got stopped in the first round of that fight, but he was very young, and he got caught cold, and he didn't win. But since then, he's taken a loss to Sebastian Fundora. He's had some tough scraps, but he always find a way to win. This dude is a damn good fighter. A little slept on sometimes, man, because when you take a loss, people sleep on you. You know what I'm saying? So, the loss to Fundora had people questioning him, his punch resistance, his chin, what he worth, what he gonna be like if he a broken fighter. I think he proved that he not. With the Ramos win, some people felt like that was a robbery. I don't think so. I think he boxed steady, calm, and consistent, and he got the win. He used the experience to get him a win, and it was a good fight. And real Devin Haney said we got called Stink a Duck. No. But you said no. I don't think that's the case, but let's keep going. So look, Lubin been in the mix for a minute, bro. He been in the mix. It's just that championship has avoided him. I think this is solidifying, man. I feel like the winner of this fight, if this happens next, because I noticed Lubin said something about it not being finalized, but if this fight comes to fruition next, I feel like the winner of this fight need to get a title shot. Why in the hell wouldn't the winner of this fight get a title shot? And I wonder if they're going to push this fight over the hump, because I know Oscar Delahoya said something about Vergil coming off that hand injury and not having too many tough fights. And we're going to talk about Oscar too, because him and Ortiz and Xander been going back and forth. So it's been a lot going on. Like I'm saying, it's far too much talent in these weight classes for this bullshit to be going on. 35 got to cut the shit. 54, y'all better not even start this shit. Don't even start. I'm serious. I don't want to hear. All right, if Keith Thurman fighting Fundora, that's crazy. But yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Fundora fighting Keith Thurman. If Lubin fight Ortiz, keep that shit going. 35, y'all need to do something. What's the next big fight there? All right, taking the time out. We all know this. Sit back, let that man do him. What y'all gonna do? The division got to go on. What's the next fight to make there? Y'all gonna wait for Shakur hands to Hill to make a fight, or what's going on? That's what I'm saying, man. I want to see all this shit. I want to see it, man. I want to see if Lubin test Ortiz, because that's a dangerous ass fight. Ortiz bringing constant pressure. He only know one way. Erickson Lubin, in my opinion, is a boxer puncher, skillful guy, experienced guy. Ain't had a chance to win a title just yet. He been in there. He took some losses, man. This a meaningful fight. Neither guy want to lose this fight, and definitely if you're not Lubin. So this is like almost like a must win for Lubin, because they gonna feel like if you lose this to Ortiz, they feel like every time you stepped up, you lost. Stepped up to Charlo, and you fought Fundora, you lost. You fight Ortiz, you lose. So if you Erickson Lubin, you definitely want to win this fight. You definitely want to win this fight. And if you Vergil Ortiz, you obviously ain't fought for a title yet, and you got one of the most. Vergil Ortiz got an underrated resume for a guy that ain't fought for a title yet. Xander Zayas done a lot less, and he a champion. So you got to think about that, man. With him and Verge going back and forth, it's good entertainment, but all I want to see is the fight that's going to get made. So if it look like it's Lubin right now, then I want to see it. But this was Vergil and Xander going back and forth, man. What exactly is so unfavorable about the offer? It's 50-50. You have time to recover and train for December, and it would be in neutral territory. Don't run away now. He said, you've had 3 days to agree, and we haven't heard a thing from your side. So this is Vergil talking to Xander about not wanting no smoke. I ain't going to lie, bro. I'm not going to lie. Xander is the benefit of, I guess, good matchmaking, moving. He's been winning his fights. He's been taking advantage of the opportunities, but Vergil Ortiz had a much tougher road than Xander. I think that's a great fight to make. It seems like it's some posturing going on from Xander, and from Xander's side, he talking to Ortiz like, look, I'm a champion. Talk to me when you a champ. 50-50 not enough. I get it, because you're the champion. You feel like maybe you ain't going to accept it, but I just wish this wasn't the case. Anytime they start talking about splits, percentages, money in the public, usually the fight don't happen. Same thing here. You know what I mean? Xander saying it's not a real offer. Vergil saying it's 50-50. What you talking about? I could understand it, make a case on both sides. I could understand both sides. Xander like, look, I got a belt. Probably saying I'm a world champion. Why should it be 50-50? Ortiz like, look, I fought better competition. I'm more proven. Despite you having a title, you fought run-of-the-mill guys. I fought much better opposition. That's Vergil's argument. And it's like, if you look at the resume, you will see where Vergil is coming from. So I don't know. I just wish they could find a medium and make fights like this. But hey, I'll take Lubin over. I'll take Lubin and Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? I will, because truth be told, I think Xander right now loses to Vergil. I do. Yeah, it's a possibility Xander can outbox him, but what are you gonna do when he get hit? I don't like the way he was reacting when he was getting hit. When he fought, what was that, Jorge Garcia? I don't like the way he was looking when he was getting hit. He was tying up. He was doing a lot of grappling and holding on, and I get it. But I feel like Vergil Ortiz punched a lot harder than Jorge Garcia. You know what I'm saying? And I think he'd put Xander in a compromising situation if he land. And I think he will. 50-50 is not enough. And fighting in Puerto Rico is more important than Xander. Should send a counter offer. Hey, man, shout out to Dub. I think you say that somewhere too. And you make a great point. And that makes me feel like I'm not going to say he ducking or scared of none of that, Dub, because I don't like that conversation. I feel like it's surface level. But this goes to show you that guys are selective about the opportunities or challenges that they take on. Because what you're saying is a reality. If you don't like it, why not make a counter offer? The opportunity is crazy, and we're gonna play what Oscar Delahoya had to say too. So this is what Vergil was saying. Is Xander? I think I got one where Xander said something back to Vergil as well. Or is this the same thing? Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. He's telling them it's not a real offer. Said, stop lying to the fans. The answer is yes. Come meet me in Puerto Rico. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, Dub. They say this when people do this, I be thinking it's for the you get me? It's for the fans. Like you just putting this shit out just to put something out. You get what I'm saying? Cause if that's the case, make an offer that you want, right? Counter his offer, right? You don't like the 50-50, then suggest something else and make it reasonable. And Vergil might take it because of the opportunity to win a title. But I'm telling you right now, if they fight, I got Vergil right now. I think Vergil gonna be too much for him. I think he's more battle tested. I don't know. At times, Xander isn't creative enough for me, and I've seen how he respond to getting hit cleanly, and I don't know how you're gonna deal with Vergil's on the other end punching him. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Vergil's on the other end punching that man. I don't know how you're gonna deal with it. Bakram versus Lubin IBF purse bid is tomorrow. If Lubin actually pulls out, Vergil versus Lubin is on. Bakram, okay. Okay, Vergil versus Lubin is on. Okay. See, that's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see, man. I don't know. You know what, Dub? I'm torn. Give me either fight. I'm not picky. Any fight with Bakram, any fight with Lubin, any fight with Vergil, give it to me, bro. I'll watch any of it. I'll watch any of these fights, bro. And I like the fact that you said that because he said the same thing. Lubin said it's not over the hump. He said it's not over the hump or something to that effect, right? He said it's not done. It's not done yet is what he said, something like that. So, see, said it's not finalized. So, yeah, I just want to see a good fight. And I think either way they go, we got a good one. If it's Lubin and Ortiz, great. If it's Bakram and Lubin, great. Bakram be trying to leave you in the dirt. I know what Dillian White draws. No. Man, this dude is a fool. You say Lubin not pulling out. He won the belt. I would think so. I would think so. I'm saying, because I would think if he fights, damn, which way he gonna go that day? That's crazy though. We don't know which way he gonna go though. You don't know if he gonna go Bakram. Yeah, because Bakram do got a title. You figure Lubin been ready. That's his path, man. Because you gotta think, yeah, if you weigh your options, if you Lubin, it probably make more sense to fight Bakram because he had the title that you essentially looking for. If you fight Vergil, I mean, obviously, if it's up to you, if you fight Vergil don't have a title, and messing with him, that fight could go horribly wrong. Vergil could mess around, come out and stop you or win. Period. That's a tough fight for it to be a non-title fight. That's why I say, man, if they make Lubin and Vergil, they gotta the winner gotta fight for a title, bro. Like I think it'd be criminal for the winner not to fight for a title next. I swear I do. Especially Vergil, bro. Imagine him winning that fight. That'd be 3 tough fights in a row. You'll fight Boachuk, Madrimov, Lubin. Yeah, he need a title, but damn, that'd be 4 tough fights in a row. One coming off an injury, so that's crazy. It's a must win for Lubin. That's what I said. He can't afford it. Yeah, you know, it'll get crazy, Damon. It'll get crazy, man. They're gonna write him off. They're gonna write him off as a journeyman, man, if he don't come out and win. Other times, my boy Lubin against a real puncher with skills and a good look. Yeah, I say everything boxing, bro. As long as if Lubin keep the fight in the center of the ring, I think he can compete with all these guys. I think his chances are fair enough to win any of these fights. But the problem is, like as you just mentioned, with somebody's skills and a puncher, you know, he had the tendency to sometimes languish on the ropes. We've seen it against Jesus Ramos. I think a lot of that was due to that guy's size and him maybe trying to make him punch himself out. But that's a dangerous game. Bakram is that dude be trying to leave you in the dirt. He don't know no other way, but he don't know nothing else but pain. Bakram be trying to make sure you don't exist no more. So yeah, man, you kind of gotta pick your poison, man. Yeah, you kind of got to pick your poison. Okay, let's see. We got a weirdo. Okay, we're going to keep getting them. ETB got hella fans, bro. They got hella fans. It's probably somebody that he blocked a long time ago creating mad pages. Defensive silence. Chin sometimes don't hold up. Yeah, and just giving up. Just giving the fight up. Giving up ground. Not standing his ground. Not keeping the fight center ring. And I think he got a good chin, but I think it's a button there that could be pushed. ETB, I don't think it's glass or nothing like that, but I think at 54, think about who we talking about. We talking about Bakram on one end, down one alley, bro. Then down the other dark alley is Vergil Ortiz, and they both punching. You get me? And tough as hell. So it's a dark alley no matter which way you travel. But I guess if you weigh your options, you travel down the path that got the title attached to it, right? What's the one? I don't know what's the more winnable fight. Both of them guys, some dogs. Bakram a killer, Vergil a dog, and a killer. So yeah, it's a pick your poison. It's a pick your poison kind of thing. Bakram overrated. Well, the guys besides Tim. I don't know. I just think it's the way he wins, man. I don't think he overrated, though. I think Bakram is dangerous, but it all depends on if you overrate him, bro. You know what I mean? I'll be popping up on my birthday. Shout out to GHB. I'm a big Lubin supporter. Nah, man. You ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing I don't disagree with. You ain't say nothing that I disagree with. Not one thing. Because I've been watching him just like you. One of the first fight he lost was a testament to the chain. He got caught with a shot. You get me? So then the other fight, you seen him get put down, and you seen him get dropped before. So you know what I mean? You seen him hit the canvas. So yeah, I think the right people could press that button. I think Bakram has the style, the ability, the punching power to press that button. The same thing about Ortiz, man. I think he could press that button too, and the constant pressure could create problems. Because I seen the way he dealt with Ramos in spots, and I feel like you can't give Vergil Ortiz the kind of looks that you was giving Jesus Ramos. I think he more experienced. I think he'll make it count. He'll make it count. Imagine we had that fight Saturday. I don't know, man. It's a good fight, though, man, for both guys, bro. Let's see which way it swing, though. That's the interesting thing. It's like everybody be trying to get the news out there, and we just got to sit tight and wait for it to come out. Because either way this go. But let me play what Delahoya had to say. Tap with Bernard Hackett and get a chance. I know Jamel's opponent for 10-11 boost undercard. For sure. All right, bet. I'm going to reach out to him, man. Bernard Hackett be coming through sometimes, too. Shout out to the OG Bruce guys. Let's get to this little clip from Delahoya. Where that at, man? All right, let's get to it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Playing beautiful Pebble Beach, but I had to stop my golf because it's so frustrating. Boxing right now is just stale, especially here in America. Fighters don't want to fight each other. Perfect example, Xander Zayas. We have a perfect fight for you on a silver platter, pay-per-view. Let's do it from Las Vegas, MGM. And you keep saying you want to go to Puerto Rico? How? Your promoter has no TV whatsoever. Where are you going to fight? Fucking OnlyFans? Dude, we have the zone. We have the pay-per-view. We have the date. You and Vergil, Mexico, Puerto Rico. It's huge. What are you waiting for? Let's do this. I mean, this era right here, I cannot wait for this era to finish. Only the fighters that don't want to fight and who are literally pussies, man. They want to do it for extra millions and this and that. No, let's be real here. Pay-per-view, the zone, Vergil Ortiz, Xander Zayas. Let's do it. Las Vegas. What are you waiting for?
So there you go. That's him talking about the opportunity. Milazzo was good with it. Vergil Ortiz. It's on the platter. Listen. If you got a fight like that served up on a platter, I mean, I think it just comes down to the intentions of the new champion and Xander. I can see him not wanting to jump right back into a dangerous fight. I can see him trying to get a softer touch as a homecoming. I'm not trying to knock him. He's saying Puerto Rico and he's cool with it and blah blah blah. It's, the social media shit. I don't really care for that too much. I just want to see some action behind it. Just makes me feel like Xander ain't really gonna press for that fight. I think if him after he just won the title, you're gonna be looking to get him a fight that he probably could win. I don't think they looking to put him in that tough. I don't think you go from Jorge Garcia to Vergil Ortiz. I just don't see how that makes sense. Oscar be funny as hell. Yeah, man. Oscar be tripping. I doubt it, man. So I don't know, man. But I just try to understand the business side of it. If they probably going to influence him to do something else. I don't know, man. Do you want to be the first guy to give Vergil Ortiz his title shot? I don't know, man, because Vergil Ortiz might make it bad for you. Xander, yeah. I think they know, bro. Look, everything box. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's scared. I just think that's not the number one priority. Like Dub said, why not send a counter offer if you don't like the 50-50 thing, right? That is your most experienced guy to date. He got better names on his resume than you. You know what I mean? Shout out to Crazy tells me, he says, stay blessed in the community with great insight. Shout out to you, fam. Hit that like button for you, boy. They could have something bigger planned next 2 or 3 fights. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't get it all, and you're not gonna get it all in one go. You know what I mean? And they might be looking to build a little bit more with Xander. Seemed like they ain't been in the biggest rush. I'm not gonna lie. It looked like he was the benefit of an opportunity that presented itself, and he took it. A chance to get a title, because to me, if he had to fight somebody, a 50-50 fight for that title, I don't know if they had to put him in it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know if they would have put him in a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? They fight for the title. So I think they've been moving him a certain way. They're trying to build on him. I think he's still young. It's some questions that they probably don't even have answered. And I don't think you put him in a fight with Ortiz to try to answer them questions. I think that's a nice jump from Jorge Garcia, right, to Vergil Ortiz. I don't see that kind of jump, right? I don't think so. So look, no shade on Xander. I don't think he's making all the decisions anyway, but he doing a bit of posturing. He's saying, meet me in the ring and meet me in Puerto Rico. That shit sound good. He's supposed to say that, but nah, Vergil dead serious. Vergil talking like a fight. Hey, Vergil knows Xander's eyes can't beat him. Is it me or do Vergil talk like he know damn well Xander can't beat him, bro? It's like he talking like he knows Xander's eyes is not gonna beat him, bro. Like that's how he talk, bro. I swear he do. He talk like, man, Xander ain't kicking my ass, and they all feel like that. But it's something about the way he speaks, bro. Something about the way he speaks. Something about the way he speaks, man, that makes me feel like he just don't feel like, you get me? Vergil knows Xander. Hey, man, y'all been seeing some of the comebacks. Vergil knows Xander can't beat him, bro. He just know it. He broke down. He started talking about his record. And he was like, bro, Xander said, holla at me when you win the title. Vergil was like, man, talk to me when you fought a 50-50 fight, bro. He was like, these people you fighting, ain't it? He like, yo, if I'd have fought the last couple of opponents that you fought, they would have fried me for it. Like, Vergil ain't lying. Vergil like, this dude ain't battle tested enough and he can't beat me. Damn, I love to get Vergil on here and talk to him. Man, I'm telling you, I want to hear his thoughts on Xander live in the flesh, man. I know he feel like Xander can't beat him, bro. I just want to ask him, is it because he ain't battle tested enough or what? But we ain't done. We're gonna keep cooking, yo. We got some other stuff to get to in a minute. Cause I see somebody mentioned Charles Conwell Garcia beat Charles Conwell. That he did. Real quick, just because you mentioned that, shout out to Big Soldier. That was like his 4th fight in a year or something crazy. I know he said he was active, he felt good and all that, but I think that's too much. I think that was too much for Charles Conwell. That's just my opinion. I think he looked flat. It looked like he was in there. He was in there one time too many. Get what I'm saying? I think he went to the well one time too many. That performance looked like he left some shit in the gym or something like that. That's what it looked like. I seen a much more active and responsive Charles Conwell. His reflexes looked a little off. His timing, he was smothering his work. His punches wasn't fluid. He just looked off. I would love to talk to him and see what kind of training camp he had for that particular fight, but he looked off. And credit to Jorge Garcia, he did what he had to do. He fought a very good fight. He upset Charles Conwell, bro. Nothing to take from him. But Xander, I knew Xander would beat him because of how he boxes. I knew no way in hell Xander was losing to Jorge Perez Garcia. I think his name. He got them 3 names. There was no way he was losing to that dude. And I knew it. Knew it was no way he was going to lose to him. No way. No way. So, yeah, Charles Conwell, I mean, he got to get back to it, you know? I'll just get back to it. That's all. Alan said Robert Garcia guaranteed Vergil by KO over who? Xander? I bet he did. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't like the way he was reacting. So this 154, the more y'all talk about these matchups, the more I like them. You got Bachram, Vergil, Xander, Lubin. And we ain't even get through him. Somebody threw Conwell. He ain't done. We got to stop throwing fighters away after 1 loss. Somebody called Charles Conwell average. I'll watch him any day of the week. I can't wait to see his bounce back fight. Almost an old 27. Listen, he's 27. Vergil 27. They call him a prospect out here, man. Disrespect on Vergil, man. But look, you put him in there with Xander, he might stop him, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. He might stop Xander. He might stop Xander. You know what I mean? He might stop Xander. Ace, my dog. He said, I just sent you my money. Order for my shirt, t-shirt, bro. Shout out to the homie Ace supporting the grind. My dog. Much love, bro.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my dog Ace, man. Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna check the information and get it to you for sure. I got you. Shout out to my guy. Man, so you're a champ. You can get all the smoke. Yeah, man. Adams versus Boychuk. Shout out to my dog, L Dub, man. Always on point with it, man. Who opponent Dub sending me? Dub probably predicting somebody's opponent in 3 weeks in advance, a month in advance. Adams versus Boychuk. I like it, bro. Yeah, it's on the Canelo undercard, right? Adams and Boychuk made it on the Canelo undercard, and it's the rematch. Shout out to Boychuk, who ain't being called the duck, and I appreciate people for not calling him. Oh, that's your lip. Hey, bro. Hey, Dub, I was listening to a video. Shout out to my bro Blunt Sports. He was like, man, I don't know what kind of sorcery L Dub got going on over there, but yo, bro just told me Jalil opponent. Now let me ask B Hack and see if he want to come holler at me, man. Okay, that's his opponent. Okay, what's his name? Elijah Vines. Okay, 8-0, 7 KOs. Cool. That's a good bounce back fight, Dub. That's a good bounce back fight. That's a good bounce back fight for Jalil Hackett. And he moving up. Did you see him in the Dog City sparring shit? Was you able to see him in the Dog City? Jalil opponent 8-0, 7 KOs. Let's go. 54 need to mix it up. Yeah, 54 got some. He said, oh, my bad. I thought you said Jalil. Jalil opponent is Elijah Vines. Elijah Vines, he's 8-0, 7 KOs. That Dub just sent me. So that song versus Rashidi. You seen it, right? I liked it, man. What you think? Did you think Matt and Rashidi was fast, but it seemed like he caught up to him a little bit. It seemed like Jalil caught up to him with the size and down the stretch of that sparring. It was entertaining as hell. Give me 1 second. Shout out to my homie, man. I appreciate you, bro. Always putting that info out there. Now, I just want to make this clear because y'all know I'm just due for real. And I want to make sure y'all know why I be calling them the plug and the fax machine and all that. You don't hear nobody currently talking about Jalil Hackett's next opponent, but you hear L-Dub talking about it. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm going to go ask his pops and see if he wants to spill the beans. And if he don't, it's cool because my guy, the plug, already know what's up. Shout out to Jalil Hackett for getting back in there, man. But let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Let's get this off here. So look, 54 is stacked. It's just a matter of which way you want to go. Just to sort it out, you hear a bunch of the names being mixed up. You heard Vergil and Thurman. Now you're hearing Thurman and Fundora fighting, right? In October. Great matchup. Now you hear Lubin and Ortiz and Lubin and Bakram. It's a take your pick, really. I really don't got no real picks at 54. If Lubin fight Bakram, that's good. Don't Bakram got the IBF, I think it is. He's due another title shot. If you weighing your options, I don't think Lubin turned down smoke, but if you weighing your options, you definitely want the guy that got the title as opposed to the guy that could be just as equally dangerous without a title in Vergil Ortiz. So it's a take your pick. I'm rocking with Lubin. I swear I hope he get a title. If he fight Bakram, I'm rooting for him. If he fight Ortiz, I'm rooting for him. Both fights going to be dangerous. They both winnable, but both just as equally dangerous to a degree. So we'll see. Callum Walsh versus Fernando Vargas Jr. is good. 54 fight. Two young guys. Yeah. I think Fernando Vargas, as long as you pointed out that scar tissue, bro, as long as he don't have no issue, I think Fernando Vargas could lose that fight, bro. I really do. I think he could lose that fight. I really, really do. But let's pull this up, man. Because A-Dub, I don't know if you caught the little interview from nobody even mentioned it from Dora. Yeah, they talking about him fighting Keith Thurman now. OG. Talking about Thurman and Fundora now. October 18th. That's what they were talking about. Thurman and Fundora. So Fundora trying to get one of them PBC names on his resume. He ain't playing. Fundora is not playing. He know what's up. He know what's up. You know what's up. But let's keep going, man. I wanted to play this little clip from Eddie Hearn because he was talking about this was right before the card Saturday, some of the stuff he was talking about. But I don't know if y'all heard him speaking about the Ramos situation. He was talking about the opportunities with Boots and how how many offers they offered out to all these different people. It was a lot he was saying in this little clip, but we're going to get to it, y'all. We're going to get to it. Eddie be pulling them promoter games, man. I'm telling you, Eddie be playing them promoter games for real. Can't blame Lubin for taking the money. Nah, you can't blame him for taking the opportunity. I think he could get paid good either way, but I think you obviously weigh your options and you go with the guy that has the more the title. You know what I mean? I think a guy like Erickson Lubin definitely want to be a world champion at some point. And he don't turn down no smoke. I think that'll be rewarding to see him get a fight, at least get another chance to fight for one. You know what I'm saying? He took some dangerous fights, so I mean he got to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak, right? Got to strike while the iron is hot. I gotta pull this up from Edward. Edward, you think any of these guys will clean out the division, become disputed? Hey, it's fun because Bruce Gas, with the thought that Charlo could be coming back, it makes it fun. The thought that Charlo could be coming back because he was the undisputed king. The fact that you got a Boots in is making his debut there now.
Life.
You got all of these different matchups. Like you got the Lubins of the world, Vergil Ortiz, as battle tested as they come. Like any of these guys could put themselves in position and make a run at 54. And I don't know which one of them could do it, Bruce Gas. I think 54 is one of the most interesting divisions in boxing because of the talent. I think if it was like a tournament at 54 and you just mixing up top guys, you just don't know who will win because I think on any given night, one of the guys could win, if that makes sense, right? I think that's how competitive the matchups is. Like, seriously. All right, I think Ortiz would beat Xander, right? But think about how Ortiz would match up with Bakram, even Lubin, and all these. Just think about, mix up all of these guys. You get what I'm saying? If you're not on your shit on the night, you could lose. That's what 54 really is. That's the proven division. Whoever, I tell you this, OG, I don't know who's going to do it. I think Boots, depending on how they move him, has a very good chance at making a run. I think he has a really good chance. I think he if I had to put my money on anybody new, especially coming into the division, I would say Boots got a really good chance if politics don't get in the way. But with that talent and shit that he possessed and how he fight, then he got a really good chance. But it's a take your pick, yo. It's take your pick at 54. It really is. Because I tell you what, whoever does make that run is going to be solidified as one of the best fighters in the world. I don't give a damn what you say. If you find a way to be undisputed with the talent that's at 54 now, you got to get your respect. I respect it when Charlo did it. But I think doing it now would be even harder than when Charlo did it. I swear I do. You got Fundora. Like, he wasn't in the picture. You get what I'm saying? At the time where Charlo was making his run. He wasn't quite there yet, right? Now he in the mix. So who the hell do you even prepare? How do you prepare for that praying mantis, the slender man? You get what I'm saying? The human slender man. So 54 is crazy. Then you got guys like Bakram Mortazaliev, right? You got Lubin is a wild card. I don't think Lubin is a guy that's talented. You know, he's taking some losses, so you see some of the things where he ain't his best, but he's a wild card, bro. You can't count him out, and he's a real talent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might have some people beating him, but I think anybody he get in the ring with, he got a chance at beating. You know what I'm saying? Howard was good, homie. Feel it. Shout out to my guy, man. So I think all these guys beat each other. I'm telling you, hey, man, and Trax. Man, shout out to Trax 99. Yeah, I think 54, I think they can all mix it up. You got to spar Kevin Durant. Not the Slim Reaper, bro. You said you got to spar KD out this joint, man. Yeah, hit the like on the show. We're going to keep building for a minute before we get up out of here. Man, but yeah, man. Any given day, I think it's those guys at 54 mix it up. The titles have changed hands. But let me play this from Ed.
Now steps in Nova, which is a really good fight. Actually, he looks in great shape, and I need Ray to go and really make a statement. You know, I really need him to go and make a statement against the world, because I think we got the best 230 pounders in the world in Sugar Nunes and Ray Ford, and I'd love to make that fight. I'd also love Ray to fight Shaki Foster. But he's got to really look good and make people call for that fight.
Definitely. If obviously Nova lost a split decision to Shaki Foster, if Ray Ford irons out Abraham Nova, he puts his name right in the mix to fight either of those straight away.
Yeah, he should be in the mix. You know, he was a guy who won the WBA World Championship, kind of, I say, away from home on a top rank show and a thrilling fight of the year. I thought he beat Nick Ball, but listen, it was a fight that could have gone either way. He needed to move up in weight, and now, really, I think he's one of the top contenders. I don't think he's a guy that most people are going to be screaming and shouting to fight, because I think he's a talent. But so you've got to be exciting, and you've got to make the fans and, you know, Riyadh season, everybody go, wow, let's get Ray Ford back. And that comes with a blistering performance.
It definitely does as well. Moses Talma, Dylan White. I mean, this fight, it's builder's experience versus youth. You've been around Dylan for multiple fights. Some might say the best periods of his career were with you. I mean, how would you see this fight going into it?
I think it's a very tough fight for Dylan. I mean, timing-wise, youth, activity, southpaw, speed of foot, punch variety. It's kind of like the worst matchup for Dylan. But we can't be naive enough to think that Dylan's not a good heavyweight, strong, rugged, ambitious, but he's got to get into the fight for, I don't know if it's 10 or 12, I think they've said 10 now, yeah, so, you know, he's got to get into the fight, and he's got to try and make sure that he can get rough and tough with him, you know, and that's going to be difficult to do. I think the first 3 or 4 rounds are going to be a nightmare, and he might get stopped in that period. If he can get on the chest, if he can just work the body, if he can do something. There's only a couple of things we don't really know about Moses, and that's if he's got a good chin and how tough he is. But he may have both. But I just hope we can see that in this fight, because at the moment Moses Talma has never boxed anyone even remotely close to the world level at heavyweight. He's doing it tomorrow night, so let's see how he gets on.
Definitely with the heavyweights.
And that's why I said earlier, y'all, you got to give Moses Talma a ton of credit and stop talking about who you think he can beat and focus on who he actually did beat. Dillian White is a battle-tested vet, been around the block a bit. He's been there with a ton of guys, man, a handful of who's of boxing, right? Battle-tested as they come. And like I said, on paper, he was supposed to give the young Moses the toughest test to date, at least on paper, but take him some rounds, and none of that happened. He blew through him, and it's just on to the next test for that young man. He looked like the goods, though, man. They might got them something special with Moses Talma.
As well, some people say you don't know if a heavyweight's kind of going to go to the top unless they've had that chin check. I mean, is that something you test to? And
I want him to have the chin check. I don't believe he's not got a good chin.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when you get hit by Dillian White with a left hook. It don't matter if you got a good chin or not. So Dillian looks great. Obviously, that one fight against Ebenezer Tete, can't take too much from that. Didn't look great in that. How is he physically? Any injuries? Any niggles? How's his sharp? Like, you know, he's 37. So the odds are stacked against him. But, you know, like I said, he's a proud man and he's a tough man.
Definitely as well. When I was flying to Saudi Arabia Sunday, I wasn't expecting both Jake Paul and Andre Ward to be in the mix to fight Anthony Joshua. I mean, crazy week, but where are we with negotiations with anyone revolving around Anthony Joshua?
The Jake Paul fight, we've had very positive conversations with Nikisa and the team. It really comes down to if they really want it. And everything I'm hearing is they do. And if they do want it, it'll happen. The Andre Ward stuff, I don't think it really has much legs, if I'm honest, because if we're going to do... And obviously Andre Ward's a much better fighter than Jake Paul ever was or is or whatever, but if we're going to do that kind of weird thing, we'll just do the biggest weird thing we can, which is Jake Paul. If not, we'll fight in Africa, more than likely, which would be an exciting thing for AJ to do. Because this next fight really is just say a warm-up or a run-out fight, is to prepare yourself for what is hopefully Tyson Fury. And if it's not, it might be another big fight. So he's been out of the ring for approaching a year, and you know he'll need to come back in that type of fight. Didn't expect it to be against Jake Paul, but if it's there and the opportunity presents itself, we'll definitely take it.
If it is Jake Paul, is there not a fear that kind of what happened to Francis Ngannou, who is obviously a lot bigger? I think Francis Ngannou's head is about the size of my whole body. Like, there's something quite bad that could happen there. Is that not there?
Yeah, I think we have to. You know, I mean, Jake Paul. It's kind of like a top, I don't know, 50, top 75 cruiserweight stepping up to fight Anthony Joshua, which you wouldn't normally make. Do you know what I mean? But we kind of got to also remove ourselves from saying that, like, this isn't AJ fighting a YouTuber. This is AJ fighting a cruiserweight, right?
Who's world ranked as well.
Yeah. So, but it's a mismatch. I can't tell you it's not. I can't tell you it's not dangerous. I can't tell you it's not a mismatch. I think it is. And I've told these guys, you've got to be really careful. If they think they can win the fight, they're not going, oh, you know, we just get the money and run. They think they can win, which is total delusion, but good luck to you, right? That's even more dangerous, because they're not looking to come in and cover up and get hit around the side of the head and go, they're going to come to win, which is like, that's what, you know, Ngannou really came to win. I mean, and then he got ironed out. So I think the Ngannou performance makes everyone go, yeah, but what, you know. But as far as Jake Paul's concerned, he's got a lot more boxing experience, true, than Francis Ngannou, and he's much better than Francis Ngannou. I think they're both pretty average, to be honest with you. But there'll be a huge amount of people that will want to watch AJ flatten Jake Paul. It's up to their team if they want to accept the challenge. We're chilled. We're not chasing it. I'm not like, you know, calling him out, and you know, I'm just saying, if you really want the challenge, and respect to you for taking a challenge, because you can't really win. On one hand, fight a real boxer. On the other hand, I'll fight Anthony Joshua, but it's dangerous. Do you know what I mean? So give him if he steps in the ring, give him the respect, you know. But he's not doing it for the money. Madly, he's doing it because he thinks he's good enough to win.
Great. It's a crazy one as well. John Ennis as well. Fight with Usima Lima, if I've got his name correctly as well. I don't really understand the wide.
Serious
really,
fight.
yeah.
Like,
it's gone.
Watch. I'm not saying that by watching someone on the pads. Like, watch this guy. He's a fucking dangerous man. Dangerous man. You've got really lazy journalists like Dan Raphael, who just wants to slate Lima. Who's Lima? This is ridiculous. It's like, Dan, you've never watched him fight. Like, you know nothing about him. If you know, anybody that knows this guy will tell you he's a seriously dangerous fighter. He had one loss on a fight that he took on 4 days' notice or 5 days' notice. Like, wasn't even in the gym. And since then, he's been going around the world fighting all these top prospects and beating them in their backyard. He's a dangerous, dangerous puncher, and he's better, in my opinion, than every fighter that we offered the fight to.
Yeah, that's up for debate. We're going to run that back. Shout out to Bobby, man. Listen, I think he could have did better. Do I think this is the kind of performance that makes the statement that Eddie Hearn was saying he had to make? No, but we keep in mind, bro. Like, I think it's a little bit BS that we forget that guys still won, right? We'd be like, nah, you got to look this way to get the big fights. I think that's bullshit, right? And let me tell you why. Because you telling me, right? Check this out. You think somebody rather fight Ray Ford coming off the performance he just had, or rather or him coming off a performance where he probably knocked Nova out? Like, how would that help the opposition, right? Like, if you looking the best you've ever looked, you get what I'm saying? It would probably be ideal for them to catch you. Oh, you just went, you look like that against Nova, man. Some people foul you, let him hang around. You should have did more. That's the opportunity to fight him. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in boxing, I think, the way these dudes think and always trying to get an edge is waiting for a guy to look good to fight him. You get me? Because they was trying to use that with Shakur. Oh, the reason the Tank fight ain't happening because the performance is this. Then when he had back-to-back performances where they can't say that and he continued to win, it's like it dies down and they move the goalpost to something else. So I get it, but I think the most important aspect in any fight or to get any fight is to do what? Win. Because without it, I don't give a damn how good you looked in a fight. If you lost, shit gonna all be for nothing, right? So I think about it. We be harder on guys for looking a certain way while they win than guys that we think look the way while they lost. You get what I'm saying? Which is crazy, right? We'd be more critical of the guy that maybe underperformed or didn't meet expectation and won versus the guy that exceeded your expectation and maybe lost, right? I don't give people brownie points for just effort alone. I still keep in mind that Raymond Ford did win these fights. So any fight that they was potentially talking about putting them, you know, any matchup they was talking about making, anybody was talking about putting them in the ring with, it should still be on the table for that reason alone because he's still winning fights. You get what I'm saying? Kambosos looked so-so in his 440 debut in March and then got the Hitchens fight. You get me? That's what I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying. Dub, I think that's promoter talk, bro. I think that's something that promoters say to justify why the next fight won't be made. Yeah, well, he didn't look as good in his last. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Do you look your best every single time at work? And I say that to anybody, and I don't think that's the case. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Ali. What's good with it, fam? Let's keep going.
Then, he's been going around the world fighting all these top prospects and beating them in their backyard. He's a dangerous, dangerous puncher, and he's better, in my opinion, than every fighter that we offered the fight to, which was Sergio Bokicic, Brian Mendoza, Rashidi Ellis, Josh Kelly.
See that right there, y'all? See this? Let me just run this back a little bit.
Josh Kelly. In my opinion, than every fighter that we offered the fight to, which was Sergio Bokicic, Brian Mendoza, Rashidi Ellis, Josh Kelly.
Ramos was...
Both Ramoses. I mean, I keep getting people going, you offered it to the wrong Ramos. It was both Ramoses. Jesus Ramos with Louis de Cubas and Abel Ramos as well.
Hey, so there go, he cleared it up. Eddie's saying that Jesus Ramos and company saying something different. He's saying he made an offer to both Ramoses, and then he went on to say that, you know, Lima is better than all of these other guys that he made offers to. I think that's bullshit. But at the same token, you got to understand, what is Eddie? He a promoter. So he's supposed to make you feel that way or think that way. Nah, bro, I don't think you're going to sell that Lima was better than any of those other names that you mentioned for the most part. Like, I just don't think so. You're going to have a hard time selling that. But you got to think, as a promoter, is he doing his job? Yeah, so he is people out there that don't do their homework. It's more people out there that are not informed and not in the know than people that are. So when these promoters come out and say shit like this, that I don't think he even believes that himself. He just being a promoter. I don't take it too personal. It's a lot of people that's not going to understand that he just said a crock of shit just now. Like, seriously, because I don't think he's better than none of those dudes for the most part that you name. He's too slow, not athletic. He a hometown guy. He usually fighting from where he at. I don't see it, bro. And Moses and Four had the same promoter. I'm telling you, man. Can't take his word. Yeah, Eddie is a lot. Shout out to 503. How you feeling, family? Yeah, man. So let's keep going. But I don't think he better than none of them. I think he tripping with that.
Who else? Charles Conwell.
Know that.
Not sure if we did Lubin or not. But like he beat, in my opinion, Lubin beats.
And then he just said, I don't know if they did Lubin or not. Bro, you know damn well. Just named all these other people, bro. You know y'all ain't do Lubin too. Chill, bro. It's all good. It's all good. You know you want to try to make them damn Lubin and boots out the gate. Just chill, bro. It's all good.
Nearly all of them.
Eddie.
Sorry,
Eddie
not Lubin. Lima beats nearly all of them. But because you haven't heard of him, you don't think it's a good.
Look, He don't even believe this shit. Talking about he beats nearly all of them. Yeah,
but a lot of those names that I mentioned, they just come to lose. I'm telling you now, Lima is the hungriest motherfucker you will meet. He is coming to win. And he's top 10 with 3 governing bodies. He's the IBO World Champion. He's 10 on box record, whatever it is. And it's a final eliminator for the WBA World title. But it's just the same old, same old. Never heard of him say shit. Watch this fight. It'll be a thriller. And it ain't easy.
Definitely, and lining up, I mean, what a fight between him and Vergil Ortiz.
Yeah, of course. And I heard that he might fight Lubin. I saw...
I'm gonna just tell you, it went a little too well, and tracks. It went a little too well. You get me, and you get what if you get my drift. From what I heard from people that was there, I know somebody personally that was there. They said it went a little too well. Maybe I'll just say that without going into no details that they put out there. Boots be terrorizing. I'll tell you a quick Boots story real quick before I play this, and it's online. You can go look it up. You know, I think GHB was talking about how Boots beat up one of the sparring partners so bad that he said dude left the gym for a while, and I think he came back with like the dry tears like on his face, like he was crying and shit. Said from Boots ass whooping, Boots out here beating up grown men, sending them out the gym crying. That shit ain't even fair. You shouldn't even be allowed in the gym doing that to people. No way of making that horse. It smell good, yeah. But he trying to tunnel vision. And what I'm saying, look at it this way, bro. You a guy that follow boxing and you consider yourself to be more in the know. So he can't spin that on us, maybe. But the person that's not following boxing, that's not in the chats, that's not having these conversations every day, when he say that, they're going to take him at his word. You get what I'm saying? So imagine how many people, when they heard this interview, they're going to take him at his word. And they just come, oh, shit, Lima's better than Conwell and all these other guys and the Lubins and Ortizes. And no, hell no. Hell, absolutely not. There's no way Eddie believes that without trying to really do business with Lima. Man, you might as well sign him if you feel like he's better than all them. That's crazy, because that means he might be one of the second best guy in the division. He a top 3 guy. Hell, with being top 10 in the 3 sanctioning body. So I don't believe Eddie believes that shit. But let's play the rest of this, y'all.
Brilliant. This is what we want. We want Boots to look sensational. We want Vergil Ortiz to look sensational. And then we want to make what may be one of the best fights in American boxing between those two. We're ready. You know, there's a lot of reports. We have signed for the fight. Doesn't mean Vergil Ortiz is signed, and I've never suggested he signed. We've talked about the terms, which are very straightforward with Golden Boy, and we've signed. So now it's over to Vergil Ortiz. Make the fight. Come through in October. Let's make one of the biggest fights in American boxing.
Definitely, I did have Oscar Delahoya in my comment section saying that Vergil Ortiz hadn't signed as well. One thing I will say is, I don't know if you saw Fight Disciples' comments about Jaron Ennis. They said that 34 fights in and nothing, and basically listed all the reasons why they weren't a fan of Jaron Ennis. Just your thoughts on that.
In his last fight, he fought the best welterweight on the planet after him in a unification.
I don't know. Brian Norman might have something to say about that, Eddie. I don't know. I'm just saying. I felt like the most dangerous fight for Boots is Brian Norman, not Stan Jonas, but I respect where you're going.
Like, I just, you know, so, yeah, I do think, like, the second Karen Chidazian fight that we would have got stripped if we didn't take was definitely a fight that we didn't or nobody wanted. This is a really solid fight at 154, and after this, he'll fight anybody. So we'll end up going Stanionis, Lima, Vergil Ortiz, probably Fundora or Mertzalayev or whatever. Now we'll go on a run. So the day I lose a second of sleep over the Fight Disciples is the day I just pack it all up. Because at the end of the day, not everything's perfect. And it's not easy getting the biggest fights for the best fighter in the world. No one wants to fight Boots Ennis. Stanionis stepped up, but that's the world. No one wants to fight, because at the end of the day, not everything's perfect, and it's not easy getting the biggest fights for the best fighter in the world.
Didn't I tell y'all he been selling y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all out of everything he say, you better believe when people listen to these interviews, when he's speaking about Jaron Ennis and he keep telling y'all how this the best fighter in the world, they want to get paid to fight the best fighter in the world. And could you blame them? Could you blame them? You really can't. Like, not in the hurt business, you keep promoting, you be selling the hell out of the Boots, and I ain't denying it, but you get me. Those people hear that. Oh, this is the best fighter in the world. I want to, well, pay me to take that ass whooping. So Keep on selling that you're the best fighter in the world. You just better be able to get them them opportunities, bro. Scaring these guys away. Are you giving these dudes a built-in excuse or reason to justify their highest paydays or asking for their highest paydays, even if it work or don't? They like, man, you say you're the best fighter in the world. I need that. I need that check, Eddie.
No one wants to fight Boots Ennis. Stanioni stepped up, but that was 1v2. That was the Ring Magazine unification. So, you know, that was perceived to be a really dangerous fight. Now he battered him, but it's like, well, who's he ever fought? It's like, well, before the Stanioni's fight, you were telling me what an unbelievable fight that was and what a dangerous fight it was. Just the fact that he's too good, but you'll see him go on a run. And I think this guy is going to go down in history as one of the best US fighters of all time.
Definitely. Just final one from me, Bam Rodriguez. I haven't spoke to you about that. I mean, a demolition job on Lele Cafu, who is a real seasoned world champion and goes into one of the best fights in boxing against Martinez as well.
I think that Cafu fight was actually quite a tough style for Bam. This fight, I think, is a perfect style for Bam. I think this will be a brilliant fight, and I think Bam's getting better and better and better. I actually put him now, arguably, as pound for pound number 3. You know, I think his resume and his quality of fights are outdoing that of Nair Inoue at the moment, who I also think is a brilliant fighter. But I just think with with what he's been doing, facing the champions, certainly if he beats Puma, I think there could be an argument to move to number.
So look, shout out to Edward Hearn. That's just some of the stuff that I wanted to go over that he was talking about in terms of Boots. He said, so he did clear that up from his angle. He said he sent offers to both Ramoses, but then he killed all of that by saying that Lima was the best one out of all of them. He's better than all of those guys. That's clearly him being a promoter, justifying why they picked him as opposed to any other guy. When in reality, we know one of the main reasons why they picked Usman Lima is because he accepted that $250K, which was the initial offer that Rashidi Ellis and so many others turned down. So I think he was able to get Lima for a low price. And then he gonna justify like a promoter's supposed to do. So sometimes people feel like it's not these promoters' job to make. I mean, listen, I ain't saying they supposed to lie, but the kind of truth that we be looking for him to speak is not gonna be good business for them if he really come out and say, look, all these dudes is better than Lima. He's not probably supposed to do that. He's supposed to, if he can, convince as many people as he can that he made the best move for his guy. You get what I'm saying? And as many people that he can get to buy into that, you get what I'm saying? Just gonna buy into it, and it's gonna be what it is. So it just is what it is to me. Not that big a deal. I just feel like he do with what a lot of these promoters do. You know what I'm saying? Stretch the truth, make the shit sound good. Tell you that it ain't no way, or tell you that he's the better option out of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, bro, I agree with that. Antrax, I agree with that. He overpaid and want that bread back. Right. I'm saying, and that's his way to do it. And he got Lima, and then he could justify him because he's top 3 and top 10 and 3 of the sanctioning bodies. So at the end of the day, if you're really looking at it from a boxing standpoint, you can't really lose your mind with this being his first fight at 54, with Lima having fights outside of 54 up at 60, I believe. 1 or 2, I think Dub mentioned. So it's not that big a deal, man. Beat his ass and keep it pushing is the most important thing. And lastly, man, before we get out of here, man, and it was oh, yeah. I know what I was going to do. I was going to play this. Shout out to the Boxing Voice, but I don't know where they be getting these people from, man. They be having some angry-ass people call in and they show. Dude, these dudes be mad as hell. They do not like boxing, yo. For this dude to be this mad about Crawford is wow. That shit was insane. I was like, dude, Crawford really got some enemies out here, all because he did it his way. Promised Demetrius Andrade the same thing. I think he got Demetrius Andrade at a later time, tunnel vision. I think by then the dude made a plethora of probably bad business moves, advice, just a combination of things. I don't think it was all his fault. You get me? I really don't. I think Andre, to a degree, was a victim of his talent, too. People just didn't want to fight him, along with making the wrong decisions, getting bad business advice, so on and so forth. But I tell you what, at least Eddie was able to keep him active and get him paid. It's not all bad because nobody else was able to deliver. He only had him for a few fights, and at least he got him paid each one of them times. You get what I'm saying? And look, was he? I don't think he was with Eddie when he fought Benavidez, though. I don't think. But shout out to the boxing boys. Somebody gave they take, man. Listen.
All Bud has to do is, look at what Bivol did. Y'all trying to turn Bud, a counterpuncher, that sits there and likes to engage into a Soviet-style fighter. Y'all are dumbass fucking Americans. They want to turn him into Floyd, a Philly shell, defensive counterpuncher. Y'all are fucking dumbasses, bro. Y'all gotta turn Terrence Crawford into a fighter he isn't, so he can beat the flat-footed, on the decline Mexican. Dumbass fanboys. Y'all only picking the dude because he looks like you and got the same skin color.
I don't know who that dude is, but he came in way too hot for my liking. When you generalize all boxing and you say dumbass Americans, that's a general, broad-ass statement. You disrespecting a lot of people when you say that. You mad because people picking Terrence Crawford because he got the same skin color. When has that ever stopped anybody else from any other ethnicity from picking people that got the same skin color or background as them? Shut your ass up. It don't matter. The fact of the matter is Terrence Crawford ain't got to be Floyd Mayweather. He ain't got to be no damn Dimitri Bivol or nobody else. He just got to be Terrence Bud Crawford, because the last time I checked, every single time he showed me who Terrence Bud Crawford was, he fucking won. So get that angry ass shit. Go eat a Snicker. Take a nap. Go catch you some Z's or something, and do this shit all over tomorrow. You was way too mad for nothing. No matter how we want Terrence Crawford to fight or approach it, we can't turn him into nothing. So that was our whole statement. Everything he said was ignorant. I don't rock with not one single word of nothing he said. Nothing. Nobody's trying to turn him into Dimitri Bivol. That's fucking stupid. Nobody's turning him into Floyd Mayweather. There's only one Floyd Mayweather. That man's God gifted. It's not another one Floyd Mayweather out there. Not one. But you know who it is. It's a one and only Terrence Bud Crawford. That's all he got to beat Canelo. Be the best version of Terrence Crawford that he could be. We seen him do that shit against Errol Spence when everybody thought he couldn't do it, and he did it. So look, he got another opportunity against a more experienced, accomplished specimen in Canelo, and so be it. I seen this dude get outboxed on a number of occasions. He got outboxed against Floyd. We all seen that. Look at his face at the end of that fight, and look at the face he made when he got outboxed by Lara, Triple G in the first fight, Bivol. You've seen this guy get outboxed. What we haven't seen is Terrence Crawford get knocked out or lose a fight. I'm not saying it can't happen, but one of those two things we've seen happen before multiple times. So at the end of the day, Canelo is not unbeatable. Weight alone don't win fights. He ain't been knocking shit out. It's a good chance he might not knock Terrence Crawford out either. And if he don't, as long as that man is up on his feet 12 rounds, it makes him very dangerous. It's an uphill battle. It's the closest thing to a handicap match that we're going to get in boxing. But if it's anybody that's going to take on a challenge like that against Canelo, it'll be Terrence Bud Crawford, and I'm supporting it. I'm rocking with it. So I guess I'll just be a dumbass American fan because I'm rocking with him, not just because he got my skin color. You ignorant dude, whoever that was that called the show, dumb as hell. You mad as hell. So let me get this straight. People are rooting for Terrence Crawford simply because he got the same skin tone, not because he was stepping on shit at 35, champion there. Ran through 140, was undisputed there. Jumped up to 47, knocked everybody out, been undisputed there. Jumped up to 54 as a champion there, and now currently challenging Canelo Alvarez. None of that shit is the reason why we picking him to win, but we solely picking him just because he got the same skin color. You see how stupid that sounds when you really put it in perspective? People are rooting for Bud Crawford because they believe he can do it. He's proved a lot of people wrong throughout his career. In more recent memory, what was it? The July 20th, June 20th. What date was it? The Errol Spence fight. He proved a lot of people wrong. People still got that in the back of their mind. They like, yo, this dude could still do it. He could prove us wrong again. He got what it take. He one of them ones. You know what I mean? And I think they're right. He is. So he's far too accomplished for us to focus solely on the color of his skin and just root for him based off that. That would be fucking stupid. We're going to look at all the accolades, all the fights, the 40-plus fights that he won, the multitude of weight classes that he done went through and beat all kinds of ass. That's what he did. Olympians and all that, gold medalists and all that, world champions and all that, ex-world champions and all that. And now he about to dethrone Mexico's most prized pupil in Canelo Alvarez, man. I hope he kick his ass. I'm rooting for Bud Crawford 1,000,000% of the way, straight like that. So with that being said, shout out to NHA2, man. My God, appreciate everybody rocking out. Another dope build. I'm going to cut out a little earlier than I expected, but we're going to be back tomorrow to continue to build on this boxing. Shout out to everybody in the super chat. Cash App, I appreciate all the support. Hit the like button, sub to the channel. We're going to keep building, keep rocking out with your boy. And we're going to be back tomorrow. Did you check out the trailer, the cut, aka the Ryan Garcia story? Nah, J Bean, send it to me. We could review it. Is it a trailer? So trailers of the Ryan Garcia story. Nah, is it a trailer? We could review it though for tomorrow. Choosing for both. He got the skills and the complaint. You get me? Hey, NHA, he got them both. And he could just flat out go. You get me? He's just going on Sky, be picking yard against Benavidez in November. But nope, let's go, David. You feel me, Reed? Talking that dumb shit, getting up on the mic all hot and mad. Shout out to J Bean, man. But look, appreciate all the love, man. All right, bet J Bean. We're gonna review it tomorrow. If I don't come back later tonight, but we're going to review it tomorrow. We might double up tomorrow. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate the loves. Enjoy the rest of this good Monday, and I'll see all y'all tomorrow. Peace to
Representing Brick City, Shakur! Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
From Patterson, New Jersey, please welcome the sweet Terminator, Shadesha Green.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk.
It's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just Due.